mind.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were asleep.
Liar.
You should say liar, it's not a nice word. You should say fibber.
Fib's a little, yours a whopper. Now go away.
Are you going to get up her, aren't you?
What for?
It's 11:30, that's what's for.
Well, can you guarantee life is better out of bed than it is in it?
You're a cheeky cat, you, pinching Elsie's bed.
You're jealous.
Oh, come on, Suze. Curtains drawn at 11:30. They'll be wondering what's up.
Whoever they are, tell them it's bank holiday. Oh, that is really unfriendly.
Yeah, well, if you want me to be friendly, get up, get dressed, and let's get out. It is bank holiday.
I said that. I'll go and get us a cup of tea.
No, it's past cup of tea time. Oh, come on, Suze. There must be something exciting we can do.
There is. Go and give David Soul a ring, and when he gets here, send him up with that cup of tea, eh?
Are you going to sit in your muck all day?
I'm just working my way through the paper.
I'm surprised you're reading that. It's cartoons on telly.
Is there?
Get off. Where are we going tonight?
What do you mean, where are we going?
Well, I don't mean what time is it. Well, that's not a bad question, seeing as you're still sitting there like some cat's dragged in.
Relax, take it easy, we're going out.
We're not. Not what you mean, Len, no, we're not.
Now, don't start that again.
I am not going to any council do.
It's the last one, you know. It's my final chance of doing a Harvey Smith on them. And getting a few free drinks on the ratepayers, which after now is what I'll be.
Thank God.
We're going.
We're not, Len. Because can't you see, they'll be doing a Harvey Smith on you and me.
Will they, Alice?
Oh, can't you see 'em? Can't you? Because if you can't, you're dafter than I thought you were. All them scraggy council wives all lacquered up to glory.
You'll be lacquered up to glory.
Yes, but that's where we part company. I don't behave like them. Can't you see 'em? All sniggering in the gin and tonics. That stuff about you being in paper.
All that stuff about me being in the paper was to say that I was innocent, you know. Apart from what my so-called friends on the council said that I was guilty. I can't wait to shove that down their throats.
It wasn't all about you being innocent. There was some stuff about you and a policewoman in a panda car.
It was rubbish.
Yeah, sort of rubbish that lot thrive on. I'm not going and that's it.
You're overreacting again, you know. Slamming the door, no, he's not my husband. Locking the bedroom door on me the other night. You go mad, you do, you.
You can say what you like, I'm not going. And it'll look even worse if you go on your own.
There must be some reason I got mad.
Oh, there was. To have somebody stand in front of you when people started chucking things. Find yourself another mug, love.
What exactly is a folk concert?
Well, it says folk songs and folk dances.
You know what I could do with folk songs? There's only one tune, isn't there, and about 8 million words.
Is there heck? There's hundreds of tunes.
Well, they all sound the same to me. Hey, up. What have you got in there, Annie?
Aye, I've had enough. I say, is that already in the backyard?
It's about 80 foot deep and a yard of quicklime at bottom.
Wait, don't be morbid.
The way of flipping on these.
£56, actually.
Well, I hope they're nice.
Oh, you can't pick holes in these.
Well, that's just what we don't want to do, Fred.
Make plenty of hot pot, will them?
Won't you just?
Are you coming tonight, Albert?
Aye, of course I am.
Albert, do you fancy reliving some of your fondest memories of the war?
Your monologue, you mean?
No, peel a few spuds.
Not likely.
Go on, I bet you're a dab hand.
I've done my share of spud bashing.
You'll be helping us to eat them, I take it.
Aye.
Right, well, you can help us peel them, so stop chunnering and get in there. Come on.
Will she come back when she comes
What'd
home?
she say?
Why should I help you?
It's conscience that else better to do, and if you don't do it, you're not coming down.
Oh, stop, man.
Get over. Do you know, I bet it's just like this at Palace. I bet Prince Philip does nought in that kitchen.
Morning, all.
Isn't it marvellous? You know, sooner mention the names in the trot.
Talking about old Nick again, are you?
Prince Philip, actually.
Oh, that's a bit of an improvement on some of the names I've been called today, I think.
Missy's been giving you a lousy time, has she?
No, just normal.
Ooh, that bad.
Hey, aren't they badly done, too?
I'll tell you what, you can sing us a sad song tonight.
I'm not going.
Gosh, yeah.
I'm not, you know. I've got a prior engagement.
Aye, guest of honour at the police ball.
Betty, we're forgetting. This gentleman is the pin-up boy of the Girls in Blue.
Yeah, he's photographed in every policewoman's locker from here to Bournemouth.
Have I offered you a drink?
Not yet, no.
Good. Just one for me, Betty, please.
Definitely, every morning, never miss. Oh, now would we, Mother? I mean Elsie. Wild what? Oh, now come on, Elsie. Me and Gail are sort to have wild parties. All right, I'll rephrase that. Have we got the money to have wild parties? Now, looking after ourselves is what we're good at. Yeah, I know you do. You do that. And we both hope you're having a better time there than you expect us to have here. Oh, and the same to you. Gerard. Do you know, she is definitely worse than my mother used to be. Are we here in the beds? Are we washing up? Are we eating late?
Are we getting up in the morning?
I still what I would have got up for. Where's all these exciting moments you promised me?
Now, we'll go out tonight.
Where?
I don't know.
Hey. Why don't we stay here and have a wild party?
Don't be daft.
Don't blame me, blame Elsie. She put the idea in me head.
She said don't.
Yeah, I know. But she still put the idea in me head. Oh, come on, who's to know if we wash up, nail the beds and eat regular?
Shall we?
Well, I don't see why not. I've got excited about it.
I could make me punch.
You could, as long as you don't tell the authorities.
Shall I start inviting people?
Well, it would be better with people.
Yeah, I'll ring Steve.
No, don't. No, I'll ring Steve. I've got plans for him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. You wouldn't like it if I did. So you know what they say? It's potty to ask questions where ignorance is bliss.
Sorry. Oh, it's you, Rita.
Oh, you're not sorry now?
Oh, I am. I definitely am. In fact, I'll go further and say it's always nice to bump into you.
But you're not sorry?
Well, I'm sorry you're not coming tonight.
Tonight?
Well, the concert, the folk concert, you know.
Oh, aye, that's on, isn't it? Who says I'm not coming?
Well, I just assumed so. I mean, Len were in this dinner. He said something about you had a prior engagement.
Oh, well, I think you'll find that's put off now.
Oh, great.
You fellas are devils. You're standing here chatting me up and you're off to pick your bird up.
You'd have a laugh if you knew I was going to pick up.
Go on, I can do with a laugh.
A clog dancer.
A what?
Would you have it, a flipping clog dancer?
I didn't know there were any left in captivity.
Well, it appears there is. I'm going to pick this one up from Levin's young.
Oh, well, make sure he gets them off before he gets in her car.
Eh?
His clogs.
All right. Hey, watch it, will you?
But why can't I?
What are you on about now, Albert?
I'm talking to her. Why can't I do a monologue?
Albert, what's the green eye, the little yellow god got to do with Lancashire?
Not a lot, I shouldn't
Well,
think.
We were a big favourite with Lancashire Fusiliers.
Yeah, I bet there's a few favourites that you couldn't recite in a respectable pub.
Look, there's no blue about my stuff.
Albert, there must be. I mean, you're banned from Gatsby, aren't you, on stag nights?
Who is?
Here he is. One live clog dancer.
Hello, lovely.
By heck, make way.
I'll do. Is this it then?
That's it, sunshine.
Well, I hope it sounds better than it looks.
Oh, help yourself.
Now, that's something you don't get much of at London Palladium.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely.
What is it? It's punch.
I've got news for you. It's knockout. What's in it?
You don't ask what's in punch. It's half the fun.
And they have got a stomach pump at Weatherfield General, haven't they?
You can mock all you like. I know someone who will like it. You're Chris.
My what?
You're Chris Whelan.
He is an ex-Chris. Oh, you've not invited him, have you?
I certainly have.
Well, you can look after him. I'm looking after Steve. Like he'd never been looked after before in his life.
You've changed your tune about him, haven't you?
Well, first impressions can be wrong, and I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong.
Oh, I know.
I thought you would. Our guests are arriving.
Well, I wish you luck then. But not too much.
Is this it?
Tim.
Hi, Susie.
Hiya, Tim.
Oh, you shouldn't have bothered.
You can come again. Oh, Aldo.
You want some punch?
Well, hello. Hello. Hello.
This is Angie.
Is it?
We met at a day release course, didn't we? Didn't I tell you?
No. Come in.
Oh, this is Gail, Angie, Susie, and Tim. Yeah.
Do you want some punch? Oh, yeah.
Didn't I tell you about her?
You could have done. I could quite easily have forgotten.
I've decided against the council, do.
Ah.
It could be all those things that keep getting chucked at me every time I mention it.
Could be. You know what they say? Constant stoning wears away a drip.
Top of page 7, this week's dandy.
Page 6, actually.
Page 6, yeah.
We will maintain a dignified silence.
We'll do that.
If they want a yak, let them.
As much as they like.
We won't be there to see it.
We certainly won't.
Hey, I've been thinking, though, as it's bank holiday, why don't we take in that do at the Rover's return? We can be there a couple of hours, can't we?
Yeah, it suits me.
How long will it take you to get ready?
I'm ready. I'll get me coat.
Chuck.
Hey, I'll get you a playtime.
You'd better.
Ain't no big thing to wait for the wedding. Ain't no big thing to toll on bell.
What was it you said about looking after Steve?
The night is young.
So's Angie. Never mind, there's always Chris.
May I have this dance?
Me? I'm shy. I can't get to be right, can I?
I need to score. Showing up, hit and run.
That was naughty. Should have asked Susie.
Why?
Well,
I'd rather dance with you.
very much. May I ask why?
Yeah, you're easy.
I'm not.
I don't mean that. I mean you're easy to get along with. You're not the sort of pusher somebody about all the time.
It's Susie.
I can't stand bossy women.
Well, I'm only asking. I know how much hot pot this lot can shit, and we're going to feel daft if we run out before everybody's going to play.
Take it up with Betty, Mrs. Sharples. There's a good girl. She's in charge of pot. She swore blind to being up. She's done it for plenty of police dues, or so she said.
Ah, policeman, this fella's compared with this lot. Walter Mooney there could empty 3 plates while they've been with the spoons up. And that goes for this one. He's not behind door.
When are we going to get his hot pot?
What did I tell you? When you're giving it, stop mithering.
Yes, but I'm not paying. Not seeing as though I helped to get it ready.
Well, I helped to get it ready and I'm paying.
Well, you can do just as you like.
Well, if I did as I liked, you'd be on hospital food.
Why don't you two do this on stage? You go down, great. Fred, Ina and Albert, the knockabout comics, announce them.
Nothing could give me greater pleasure than to knock him about.
Do what?
Forget it, we've not got a boxing licence.
Couldn't run a Punch and Judy show, some folk.
Well, we couldn't have to look far for punch, would we? Look, I'll just go and have a look, see what's going on. I'll be in the kitchen if you want me.
What the heck would I want her for?
Oh, there we are. Ladies and gentlemen, normal service has been resumed. Sorry about the hold-up. Now, we're going to continue the programme with the Wizard of the Spoons. Charles Oliver, your
What do you think?
Give over when you got a couple of drinks down. You'll think it's a command performance.
Definitely not our theme.
You think you could learn to like it?
Not in a million years.
There's another party up the street.
A young party for young people.
Let's hit the road.
No, it's only just started.
No, we're just going to check on the bits.
Okay, love. Excuse me, love.
Come on, Oliver Twist.
It's no fun on your own.
Oh, hi.
Thanks for looking after him.
Oh, get us a drink, will you? I must be getting old.
I like older women.
Oh, that's nice. Is it new? Smells like wallflowers.
It is not wallflowers, it's not shrinking violets either.
Come
We're a couple of ravens.
Hello, sweetheart.
Excuse me. Sorry. Hey, I think we've gone to the opposite extreme. They're all kids.
Great.
I think you're great. You're an old married fella.
Well, they don't know that, do they? Where did you come from?
Oh, I was wafted in on a breeze from paradise.
I should have said that.
Good time.
Do you want a drink?
Isn't there, somebody else?
Well, there was, but this bird of paradise wafted in and someone else turned into an old crow.
I knew you could say nice things if you tried.
You talk to waiters.
Oh, I talk to anybody.
Great.
Don't you worry about that, sunshine.
Well, it's my wife, you see.
Never mind that. Get to the bar, get yourself a pint. Right, now, ladies and gentlemen, please. Now, listen, please. Now, we're very privileged tonight to have in the audience someone that's very, very well known in the clubs of Greater Manchester. A very beautiful and very talented artiste. I refer to none other than your very own Rita Littlewood. Come on, Rita.
No, don't push the lady, don't push the lady. Now, the last time I was in Las Vegas, Frank Sinatra asked me to do a turn, and I said exactly the same as the lady, but not tonight. Oh, we got chickens in our backyard, we feed them on Indian corn. Some lay eggs and some lay pigs and some lay on the top. How's your father? How's your father? Up the lady and draws. How's your father? How's your father? Up the lady and draws. Oh, we got chickens in our backyard, we feed them on Indian corn. Some lay eggs and some lay pigs.
You got a steady?
Not boyfriend, you mean?
Yeah.
No, not really. No, I think you could say I haven't got a steady boyfriend.
Hey, you don't fancy her, do you?
Me? No, not my type.
Hey, you're not really much, are you?
You guessed it. I'm in the building trade.
Oh. Well, I'm going to be a fashion designer.
Hey, get that. You at college, are you?
No, I've got a job.
Oh, where?
Woolworths. It's in haberdashery, though.
Great.
What did you say they called you?
Batesy.
Who invited you? Gail.
Who's Gail?
I think I'd better change the record. There's a scratch coming up.
How do you know?
I live here.
Fill us up, love.
We've run out.
Run out?
Yeah,
Ta-ra.
ta. I think you just smelt me punch and walked in.
How are you diddling, Cuddles?
Short of halves, Fred.
I'll push you some through.
That was a fantastic plate of hot that wasn't it?
Fantastic third plate of what you mean?
Yeah, how about making it a magnificent fourth?
You're joking, aren't you?
Listen, I'm a growing lad.
I sincerely hope not. Your skin'll give at seams.
I'd sooner keep him for a week than a fortnight.
That's why they chucked him out of prison, you know. They couldn't afford to keep him.
Listen, they chucked me out of prison because I was innocent. There's a lot of innocent lads in Bolton.
Yeah, a lot of guilty ones outside.
I wouldn't mind going to prison for a month or two. Go on. No, not any prison, love. A fella's prison. Let's face it, Chuck, they can't get out.
They would if you were in with them.
Thank you.
You meet a nice class of geezer in prison, you know. Educated, you know.
Why do they get inside if they're educated?
Well, because I didn't say they were educated before they went in. Now, don't catch me out. No, it's after, you see, because at night all they got to do is read books. Well, we're not getting out much, you know.
Hey, you carrying that tray on for effect?
Not forgetting our time.
cocoa, they're giving me gypped in there.
Why not, love? Would you believe 17 pints of bitter? After tonight, I believe out.
Hey, don't knock it. It's been a great night. Good food, good beer, and good company. The absent Mrs. Walker will be proud of you, lot.
She found something to complain about.
No danger.
Too flipping true. All right, sunshine, I'll get you home, don't worry.
Morning.
Oh, morning. Mrs. Walker wants you.
Why?
Are the extra diner?
Thank you. Miss Sunshine, 1978.
Could be she's heard about that wild party you had.
She's not, has she?
Drinking after hours the minute her back's turned.
You know, you're just jealous because you and Stan missed out on something for once.
I said there'd be trouble. Mark my words, Stan, I said. When the cat's away, you'll see.
Has somebody blabbed, Hilda?
Well, how do I know? You'll have to see, won't you? What did you want?
A couple of glasses missing.
Oh, is that all?
Oh, have I spoilt your day, love? Well, I mean, don't give up. I could trip and break my neck. You know, you want to get that letter mounted. Put it under glass before it disintegrates into a pile of dust.
What letter?
I've heard all about this GI from your murky past, Hilda, love.
My past's not murky, Bet Lynch, even if yours is.
Not murky enough, actually. What does your better half say about Loverboy, then?
I haven't told him about it yet.
You've not?
No. I did try in bed last night.
Pardon?
Telling Stan. But it were no good. He goes out like a light.
Well, you could always try leaving it about, accidentally on purpose, like.
He'd just think it were a bill.
Oh, he can read your Stan, can he? Do you know, I've often wondered. I should let you read it yet, Fred.
That, no chance. You know what I think? I think she wrote it herself.
Look, when you two have quite done taking the mickey.
Hey, what's Stan say then?
She's not told him yet. Now then, Fred, you're a fella, aren't you? Yes. How would you feel if your missus got a letter from a Yank wanting to come and see you?
Well, tell her to forget it and stand with her all if there's any sense. Is Madam up yet?
Shall we say rather more down than up?
Oh, flipping heck.
At this precise moment, she's checking on her stock of aspirins. And the best way of getting rid of all her present stuff.
She's not found out yet, has she?
Take a deep breath and count to 10.
She's not, has she?
No, I'm kidding.
You're trying to give me a heart attack. Morning, Mrs. Walker. Mrs. Ogden, please.
Oh, sorry.
Have you got a headache, Mrs. Walker? Oh, yes, I have, Elizabeth. Do you know, I don't believe I've closed my eyes all night, worrying about that poor car in the hands of criminals. Will someone get it?
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely out of aspirins. Could anyone oblige?
Hang on, I'll have a root in my bag. Oh, yeah, if you don't mind the odd dab of eyeshadow.
Thank you very much. It's for you, Mrs. Walker. Who is it?
It's the police.
Oh. Thank goodness they might have found it. Yeah. I'll take it in the hall.
Supposing it's not about car.
Then you've had it, haven't you?
We should have told her, you know. Shouldn't let her find out like this. She hasn't even noticed that I'm late this morning. You can see how upset she is.
You know, Nout. You should have seen her face at that airport when she saw that van.
I'm glad I didn't. Have they found it yet, Mrs. Walker? Your rover? Alas, no, Elizabeth. They want to talk to you, Fred.
Mate, why me?
They want to confirm the registration number. Apparently they can't read the constable's writing. You know I can never remember it.
Go right away.
Do you know, you too look as disappointed as I am that that car hasn't been found.
Oh, we are. Dead disappointed, aren't we, Betty?
Yes, we are. What a loyal and considerate staff I have.
Loyal staff. Phew.
How's that, then? Oh, it looks really good. I'm very grateful, really.
Wasn't it the friends that got that new extension built for you last year?
Yes, a lovely new waiting room. Have you seen it?
No, I'm glad to say. I mean, I'm glad to say I've never had cause.
I think we all like to pretend hospitals don't exist.
Yeah, so we need them. Well, I hope they get the kidney machine. I've been meaning to get one of them kidney donor cards.
Oh, would you like me to get you one?
Oh, would you? I keep meaning to go in the chemist, and then I don't. I must be a born coward and likely to remain one, I reckon.
Oh, I think it's foresight rather than courage that's required.
I am, you're right.
Anyway, can I pass your name to Ken for the pram race?
Oh, yes, of course you can. Yes, it's a good cause. I don't mind giving a donation.
Oh, no, I mean as a pram pusher.
You are?
Well, apparently the men get into the prams.
And we push? No way.
Oh, they say it's great fun.
Yes, I'm sure it is, but I'm just not built for it.
Oh, it'll be properly organised. Ken will be in charge. And I think he's trying to get the brewery to act as sponsors. There'll be sort of stops on the way for liquid refreshment.
The answer's still no. Why don't you get Susie and Gail? They should jump at it.
Next on my list.
Might as well get their hand in, eh?
Pardon? Oh, yes. I see what you mean. Bye.
Cashbook.
Hi, do you want some coffee?
No, thanks.
Gail! What? Aren't you going to say good morning to your boss? Morning?
Morning.
Do you know she's taken a vow of silence since the party?
Fancy?
Did we say 7 or 7:30 for tonight?
Hey?
Well, that film you wanted to see.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. Not tonight. Angie rang me, you see.
Angie?
Yeah. She's not a bad kid, actually. She didn't know many people, you know, the other night, and I can't let her down. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Good news, Mrs. Walker. Sorry for butting in.
Not the car.
The police have just been on again. They've found it.
Really?
Smashing in. It was only a couple of miles up the road.
Oh, thank goodness.
What a relief, eh?
Oh, it is indeed, Fred.
Anyway, they want me to go and pick it up straight away.
And to think it was so near all the time.
Have a lucky day, eh?
Fred, what sort of condition is it in, did they say?
Oh, I never thought to ask, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, dear.
I'm sure it'll be all right, though.
Hey, Chuck, I got you an extra
Hey,
Oh,
watch it, watch it. I'm all on the table.
Yeah, you can manage them, can't you?
Oh, yeah, no danger.
Of course you can. Now, hang on.
What about yours?
Oh, hang on, man, you get stuck in. All right, Father.
Oh, smashing. Smashing.
There you are. How about that, then?
Oh, touch up.
Keep you going till tea time, will that?
But not my birthday till next week, you know.
Oh, you daft ape. I know when your birthday is. I've had a letter, Stan.
No from our Trevor. Out wrong, not bad news.
Oh, no, of course not. No, no, as a matter of fact, you could say it's good news, really, for both of us, like.
Oh, go on, go on.
Well, you know how you had all them mates in the war, Stan?
What are you on about?
Well, I did and all. And you know how you like to hear from them now and again, you know, get the odd letter.
They don't write to me. What the heck are you on about?
No, but they mightn't they? You know, out of the blue when you least expect them to.
These fish are a bit off, you know. There's too much batter. They're gone cold.
Are you listening to me, Stanley? This letter is from one of mine.
One of your what?
Mates from the war.
Ah, what's her name?
Well, it's not a her, Stan. It's a him. Somebody I met, like.
A fella, you mean?
Yeah, you remember me telling you about Daisy Shaw and Molly Lancaster?
A fella?
And on those days off, we used to go to these dances together.
Written
like.
to you?
Yeah, well, we met this, I met this G.I.
A flaming yank?
Yeah.
What's he render you for?
Well, he wants to come and see us, Chuck.
Us? You mean you, don't you?
Yeah, well, me principally, but you and all, because you'll be here as well, won't you?
Well, he's not coming here. How do you know where to write to you? Unless you've been keeping in touch.
Oh, look, if you'll just shut up a minute. Now, see, it's addressed to Miss Hilda Crabtree. And he sent it to the last address he knew. It's been posted on, it's been all over the place.
He's not coming here.
He's, staying at this hotel in Stratford, and he wants me to ring him. Well, it can't do no harm, can it? Just to ring him. Stan?
What for?
Well, he's asked me.
There's no point, is there? I mean, there's just no point after all this time.
No. Not much, I suppose.
Very much.
Lovely. See you
Hey, no, that's a few of them.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it looks all right, Ken. Apart from the bay horse, that's not a Newton and Ridley's, that is.
I should hope not. Have you tasted the beer in there lately?
It's diabolical. They say he's thinking of emigrating.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you can see now I needed a professional opinion. Anyway, it's really a question of the distance that they are from each other.
Right, leave it with me, Mr. Barlow. I'll see what I can do. Sounds a good idea, anyway.
Oh, you seem the right people to approach.
A soft touch, eh?
It's a good cause.
And it won't do the shareholders any harm either if you get a good turnout. They'll stuff that lot dry.
Yeah, particularly if it's a hot day.
Right, you've convinced me. Ah, now, what about insurance? Have you thought about that?
Do you mean for the entrance or for me?
Well, very risky things. Pram races, you know, slip discs.
Or a broken leg or two.
Heart attacks.
I mean, what more could you wish for on a spring bank holiday?
Peace.
Peace. Well?
She's outside, Mrs. Walker. Safe and sound and not a scratch on her.
Oh, now, isn't that lovely?
It is indeed.
Hey.
I bet that's done your headache a world of good.
I think this calls for a little celebration.
Oh. Right, what we all having?
A bit later, I think, Beth.
Silly of me.
And you going outside to check? No, love, not take Fred's word. All's well that ends well. I think I've been very lucky. You have that, Mrs. Walker. They could have left it in an awful mess. You did check it completely, didn't you, Fred?
Well, practically everything, and she started first time, no messing. But just one thing, though, Mrs. Walker, they left you a note.
Note?
The police found it tucked behind your windscreen wipers. It says your tappets need adjusting. Mrs. Walker.
I wonder what the joke is.
I don't know. We'll soon find out. Same again, Mr. Goodwin.
Hey, no, look, it's my call. Anyway, I want to have another word with Mrs. Walker. Mr. Barlow?
I'll just have a tomato juice, please.
You sure?
Yes, I really am.
Yes. Oh, same again?
Make one of tomato juice, will you, look, please?
I've got my card back, Mr. Goodwin.
Oh, that's marvellous, Mrs. Walker. I'm very pleased for you. Could we just have a quick word before I go?
Yes, of course.
From Newton and Ridley's, are you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I thought so. I said it wouldn't be long before they sent somebody. Going to get her cards, is she? Is that what you've come about?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, about all this trouble that happened, you know, while she were away.
Trouble? What trouble, Mr. Hatfield?
Well, the night when the police came in and caught us all drinking after time. You know what I'm on about, don't you?
We had to send for the police because of your car. And Fred was that upset. Nobody noticed the time. I'd like to make it quite clear, Mr. Goodwin, that this whole affair has taken me completely by surprise. We didn't want to upset you because we knew you'd worry. You must have known there would be repercussions. Police all over the place, people drinking after hours. She won't be prosecuted, will she, Mr. Goodwin?
No, I don't think so. Not from what you say actually happened. Just be a matter of a warning, hopefully.
You will have to report it, to the brewery, I mean.
I'm afraid so, Mrs. Walker. You see, even if I don't, somebody else will.
I wonder what Mr. Cresswell will say.
Well, he might not be all that concerned, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, I'd be very surprised if he wasn't. He's a very old and valued friend.
You've not heard the rumours, then?
Rumours?
Look, this is all a bit confidential at the moment, but as far as I can gather, there's some kind of takeover bid on the cards. Fairly soon, I think.
Somebody taking over Newton and Ridley's?
Well, so they say, in which case we might all be affected. Our jobs, I mean, and that includes your Mr. Cresswell. Anyway, you'll hear soon enough if it is true. Now, if you'll excuse me, ladies, I must go. Umpteen calls to make. And please don't worry yourself too much about anything. All right? Ta-ra. Ta-ra, love.
Ta-ra, dear. Thank you. What do you think, Mrs. Walker? I daren't think, Elizabeth. Newton and Ridley's being taken over. It's unthinkable.
It's nice writing, isn't it? Oh, that bit's mine where I put the phone number.
Quite forceful.
Yeah, masterful. We were and all.
But nice with it.
Do you know, they were smashing them days when you come to think about it. Not a care in the world I hadn't.
What, food rationing, clothing coupons and blackouts? Oh, I think I'd rather have things as they are today, Hilda.
Oh, they were happy times in a strange sort of way, though, weren't they, Hilda?
Oh, I'll say, yeah.
Well, what does he look like, this Mr. Curtis? Can you remember?
Well, we shall soon see for ourselves, shan't we?
I'm not so sure you will.
Why not, Hilda?
Well, Stan's dead against him coming, that's why not.
Oh, but at least you'll phone him.
Well, what's the point?
It can be a mistake, you know. People can change so much. Sometimes it's better to let things rest.
Oh, I don't know. I reckon it's worth a go. What do you think? What? This old-time boyfriend of Hilda's, he wants her to phone him.
Why not?
He's at this hotel in Stratford and I've got the number here.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Stan says no.
What's he got to do with him? I've not let my husband dictate to me.
Oh, wait till you get married, you might change your tune.
Do you know, he'll be sitting there as an hotel room, having palpitations every time the phone rings. Come on, give it here.
What?
Come on, the letter. Give it here.
Do as the lady says, Hilda.
Oh, no, here, come on, hang on, really. Oh, no, you can't, don't be daft.
It's you that's daft.
Yeah, but what'll I say?
How about long time no see?
Oh.
It's quite exciting, isn't it?
Well, I think I feel sick.
There we are. It's ringing.
Heck. Hello? Yes. Yes, I think you've got a Mr. Ralph Curtis staying there. Curtis, yes, that's right. Oh, thank you very much. They're putting me through to his room. Hello? It's me, Hilda Crabtree. Yes. Oh, have you? Well, I've only just got your letter. Yes, somebody posted it on. So do you, just the same. Tomorrow? Oh, well, look, no, I wouldn't want you to come out of your way. Oh. Right, have you got a pencil? Yes, well, it's 13 Coronation Street, Weatherfield. Weatherfield, it's near Manchester. Yes. Yes, I am. Ogden, Mrs. Ogden. Oh, well, he's in sort of private business. You know, self-employed, like. Yes. Oh, yes, he's looking forward to it, meeting you. All right. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow, then. Bye. Oh, my legs have gone all funny.
What does he sound like?
Well, you know, sort of just the same, only different. Hey, he's coming tomorrow. Oh, he can't, can he? What'll I do? Look, it's all your fault.
Oh, don't be such a misery. You'll be dead chuffed when you see him.
Ah, Stan won't.
Oh, it'll all work out all right, Hilda, you'll see.
Yeah, but my two-piece won't be dry. I only washed it this morning.
Well, summer tell some.
Oh, I've now tells decent. And what about my hair?
Hey, we got some lovely dresses in yesterday.
What, my new dress, you mean?
Why not?
Go on, be a devil.
Yeah, they're not too pricey neither.
Hey, there's something else and all.
What?
Well, the house is a flaming tip.
Thank you, love.
Oh, my own business? What, me?
Why not?
I don't think I'm that ambitious, Mr. Fairclough.
That's not what I heard.
Oh, no, it's one thing trying to do a job well, but it's another trying to run the whole shoot. No, I'm quite happy to leave all the big headaches to Mike Baldwin, thanks very much.
Yeah, I suppose it's a matter of weighing up, really, whether it's worth all the headaches, isn't it? You know, to be your own boss and make your own decisions.
Well, do you reckon it is, Mr. Fairclough?
Oh, yeah, it is some of the time, especially when you got a good job going for you and you play your cards right.
Like now, for instance, I thought you were in a good mood tonight.
Well, I put a tender in for a very big plumbing contract with Conran, you see. It's about the biggest we've had up to that.
And have they accepted it?
As good as.
Congratulations.
Ah, it'll be damn good if we get it. Hey, Fred. Hello. Can you do these?
Is she still lying down?
She's worried sick bed.
99%.
Are you sure about this takeover business?
Well, that's what he said. I mean, you should have seen her face.
What the heck would she do without her, Mr. Cresswell?
Don't bear thinking about.
Hey, Betty Turpin. What's wrong with them two, Fred? I am supposed to be a customer.
There you are, Mr. Tatlock, unfortunately. But you're going to have to wait.
Ah, Stan!
What?
Look, my new dress.
When did you get that?
Well, my two-piece wouldn't have been dry in time, like.
In time for what?
Well, I mean, I needed something new, Chuck. You know, the spring bank holiday and that. Now, Gail says this is just me. What do you think?
Well, just like the other one.
Oh, it's never. Stan?
What?
I had a word with him on the phone. Well, it was Rennie Bradshaw did it, really.
Did what?
Phoned him, Ralph.
You said you wouldn't, you promised.
Yeah, well, like I say, he sounded dead chuffed.
You said there was no point.
Well, it's only for old time's sake, Stan. And I know you like him.
He's not coming here, is he?
He asked about you special, seemed very interested.
Is he or isn't he? Well?
Yeah. It was him what suggested it.
Flaming cheek. When?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, when I shall not be here.
Now, I want you to be very nice to him, Stan.
I said I shall not be here. Are you deaf?
You want a clean shirt and, and your best suit will need pressing. Yeah, and I better check on your underwear and...
I'm not getting myself punched up for any flaming yank.
They dress very smart, you know, Americans. Even them your age.
No, dear. I keep telling you I'm perfectly all right. Yes, really. Mm. Well, just a little time, maybe. Mm. It is sweet of you to phone, Billy. I do appreciate it. Oh, yes, they're coped. I suppose, really, I'm very lucky that they're able to cope so that I can have these little breaks with you. Mm. I will. Yes. Look after yourself, dear. Billy. Just seeing that I'd arrived home safely and everything was all right.
Oh.
Are you all right, Mrs. Walker? Perhaps you'd like a nice cup of tea now, would you? Mrs. Walker, whatever's the matter, lovey? I'm sure I'm going to lose the Rovers. I'm sure of it, Elizabeth.
Oh, don't be silly. I'll do it.
Rovers return.
Billy?
Will I do, lovey? Well, actually, she's a little bit upset now. Well, I don't know exactly, but well, don't worry. We'll see she's all right. Well, I don't think there's any need for that, lovey. Well, you do as you think. Bye-bye, lovey. It was Billy. He's coming home tomorrow. He had a feeling something was wrong. Now, listen, he insisted it. He'll be here in the morning. Oh, Mrs. Walker, don't. Come on.
See, what does that say? Thought I about it writing, but oh, dear.
Oh, yes, a tin
red
red salmon.
Snap. Oh, it is snap and all. I've only got one tin. Now, which of you's going to be lucky?
Well, you were serving me, love.
She were doing out at sort. She were waiting for you, but she looked at me, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but, half each? Will one of you take pink?
It's not for me. I mean, it's for Billy's coming home this morning, and Mrs. Walker wanted something, particularly nice for his lunch.
Yeah, well, Billy Walker's not the only pebble on the beach, you know. I've got somebody coming and all. Blooming sight further than the Channel Islands. I've got an American gentleman visiting, in case you've forgotten.
What do I do?
Well, if we're thinking of starting World War III, I'd rather have a go to Channel Islands than Yanks. So, it goes against the grain, but I'd say give it her. Billy Walker wouldn't know the difference any road.
What will I tell Mrs. Walker?
Well, tell her the truth. Tell her I just beat you to the last tin.
Oh, wait, she'll love that, won't she? Well, go on, then.
You're coming it a bit, aren't you? It's only 76 in supermarket.
Shall I take it back?
Oh, blimey.
Well, he's worth it, isn't he, Hilda? Think of all them magical moments down at their aid shelter.
Oh, I could tell you a thing or two.
Go on, then.
Yeah, go on. Never you mind. I wouldn't even if I wanted to, because I'm having my hair done at 11:30.
It's never too late, Hilda. You play your cards right, push your stand off his ladder, you could be the last of the GI brides.
Many a true word spoken jest.
Can you imagine Hilda's a GI bride?
That would start World War III.
Come in. What you doing downstairs? You don't do as you're told now, do you? I must make the effort. Don't want Billy to think I spend my time lying in bed. Well, I'll just take these through. I couldn't get any red salmon, so I got pink. I'm not surprised. I think we're the only people around here who eat it. One of the penalties of having good taste, there are bound to be shortages. You get stuffed olives? Yeah. I'm surprised. Hilda was in. She's got this American coming. It's Billy. We're in here, love.
I booked a room. Which one is it?
Billy, love. I'll take your bags upstairs, lovey. Oi, I hope it's a little un.
Which is more than we could say for you.
Oh, you cheeky devil. It don't change, does it? I hope not. Hi, love.
Better than you, by all accounts.
Oh, I'm all right physically.
Just going balmy, eh?
Not exactly balmy. More bowed under by events.
Having a glorious time.
You could say that. First of all, the car was stolen. Then my faithful staff joined my faithful customers in drinking after hours. Then I hear that Newton and Ridley's are going to be taken over.
Apart from that, everything's fine.
Indeed, yeah. Got on top of me last night. When I heard you were coming, well, world wonders.
I haven't done anything yet.
They'll be here, that's all that matters.
Don't go expecting miracles, Mum. I'm not saying I can make everything better. I just stand in as a punch bag, take some of the knocks while you get your feet up.
You're a dear.
And I'm a very thirsty dear and all, so before you get your feet up, I'll...
I'll put the kettle on.
Well, don't just stand there. Get them papers tidied up.
If you think I'm gonna...
Get them papers tidied up and shift them beer bottles.
What beer bottles?
Well, that one over there for a start, staring you in the face. And that there, look. By the heck. Beer bottles littering up the place. How's that for gracious living?
You know what this is, don't you? Hypocrisy. You don't tart the place up for me, but you'll do it for your GI mates, won't you?
It's not hypocrisy, Stanley. It's just having a bit of pride for once in your scruffy life. Now get them tidied up, do as you're told, and stop mithering. When you've done that, you can get off back to work. Collect a bit of money for a change. I'd like to be able to buy our visitor a drink. Or is that hypocrisy or not?
If you think you're going to entertain your fancy man while I'm out of the way, you've got another thing coming.
Get off. You're never jealous.
You don't deny it, do you? He was your fancy man. You know what they said last time, don't you, about that lot? Overpaid, oversexed, and over here. As far as I'm concerned, now it's changed.
Oh, do you reckon, Stan?
My goodness, that feels better.
There's that letter for your book club. That should stop them pestering.
Oh, yes, that's ideal. You know what my trouble is, don't you? I've got such a wide vocabulary. People are too stupid to understand what I'm talking about. And it's no use being sarcastic, because it goes right over their heads. Yes, I like this. Nice and simple.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know why it's pointless being sarcastic, don't you? Because you're dealing with a computer. You can be as sarcastic as you like. It makes no blind bit of difference to him.
I'm sure you're right, love. You usually are.
You're learning.
See who that is.
You see. It's your pub.
Rose return. No. What a coincidence. Who do you think's here? Your brother? Yes. About an hour ago. No, of course it wouldn't be too much. I'd be delighted. Where are you now? Hang on a moment. Billy! It's Joni. She's on her way here, just on a whim. She's somewhere between Leek and Macclesfield. Say hello to her.
Oh, long time no see. Right, how long are you going to be?
Hello, Hilda. Waiting for your friend?
Oh, no, just taking the air.
Very nice.
How much?
70 pence, please.
All right, you keep the change. Hilda?
Hello, Ralph.
Well, hello, Hilda. Isn't it just great seeing you after all these years?
Oh, it's very nice to see you, Noel. Would you like to come in?
Well, I surely would.
Oh.
Was that Hilda's yank?
Yeah, we know like pictures.
Stanley, visitor.
Coming!
He won't be a moment. Do make yourself at home.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you, Hilda.
Oh, well.
Well, here I am.
Yes. After all these years.
Yes.
Mm. And you don't look a day older.
You know, I was just going to say the same thing about you.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, Stanley. This is Mr. Ralph Curtis.
How you do?
It's a great pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir.
What you sit down?
Oh, thank you.
Would you like a drink, a beer or something?
Oh, well, whatever you're having at this time of the day is fine with me.
We'll have a pot of tea, Stanley.
Hey?
Would tea be all right, or would you prefer coffee?
Oh, no, tea's fine with me.
Right.
Oh, Hilda, before you go, I kind of got a little memento for you here. A little present from the Keystone State.
Pardon?
Pennsylvania.
Oh. Oh, Stan, look, isn't that lovely? From Pennsylvania.
Oh, great, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
Ah, shucks, it's nothing.
Sit down.
Oh, thanks, Stanley.
When you going back?
Well, we got another 10 days here in Great Britain.
Oh.
And then we move on up to York and Newcastle upon Tyne. See, some of the guys come from Newcastle in Pennsylvania, which is named after your Newcastle.
Oh.
They're taking fraternal greetings to the mayor, is it? Or the Lord Mayor?
Oh, I don't know. One or the other.
Oh, probably Lord Mayor. I understand that your Newcastle is a city?
Oh, it's a big place, you know. I used to go up there, heavy goods.
Oh, a teamster, huh?
No, lorry driver.
Getting to know each other, are you? So, do sit down. Tea won't be a minute.
Yeah, we certainly are. I was telling Stanley here that we're going on up to York and Newcastle upon Tyne and Edinburgh. And then we go over to Ireland for 4 days. Then it's back to Connellsville, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's where you live, is it?
Yes, ma'am. 127 Frick Avenue, Connellsville, Fayette County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Stan, doesn't it sound wonderful?
Well, it's home. And I guess there's no place like it.
Get off, you're making me feel 107.
Well, you're no chicken, are you?
Please, Mr. Tatler, what does that make me? Don't tell me, for heaven's sake.
Change the subject, Albert, will you?
Before you get a bottle over your head.
Well, I Albert said I was chucking him under the chin in his pram when your Jack come out, said there'd been hot wireless, you know, about Chamberlain. You two remember that, won't you? Peace in our time. You remember Chamberlain saying that, don't you?
Yeah, but he wasn't talking to us, Albert. Now, do you want first swinging him, or are you going to leave him to me?
Now, look, get up, will you? Get up,
You
will
have a go, and I'll have what's left.
Steady on, Squire. Pick on someone your own size. Right, I'll get to you later. In the meantime, what are you having?
Eh?
Give him a bag of hay. I said, what are you having?
Drop a rum.
Right, Betty, give him a rum, will you? Might shut him up.
It don't change his face, does it? It's still like a flaming madhouse. Hey, by heck, here comes the chief loony.
John, darling.
Hey.
Well, it takes one to know one. You've had it decorated.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Take a bag, Billy.
Hello, we've started. Bring me, fetch me, carry me. Hello, Droopy Drawers, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You don't get to see us much nowadays, do you?
You come and see me. I live in a better place than you do. Don't grow palm trees in Derby, do they?
Hey, do you say hello to somebody else, then? Is your husband around?
Yes.
I never take him anywhere.
Oh, in that case, I can have a kiss, can I? I don't think you know Mike, do you? Don't kiss him. He's a villain, that fella. He's a millionaire playboy. He's got that factory opposite.
Nice to meet you.
What about me?
I don't know this young man, do I?
Ain't no notice of him. He's a football hooligan, that fella.
Well, I used to bounce out on my knee.
Well, so did I, but I don't go bragging about it, do I?
You never did lend fair clough. Hello, Albert.
I should think so, I know.
Wouldn't be a cup of tea going, would there?
Just like your brother. Come on.
Nice to see you. See you there.
You must be Betty.
That's right, love. Nice to meet you.
Can't stop. See you later.
Somebody come in, did they?
It's strange, isn't it? Squalid Beck Street or not, I can't bear the thought of leaving it. So many memories. So many happy memories.
Do you think you might have to leave?
Heavens, no.
Never mind, heavens no. Billy says there might be a takeover, and the new people might not be so nice to you as Newton and Ridley.
It couldn't possibly be, could they, dear? Not to worry. Here I am, and here I shall stay. So you needn't have come.
Oh, I told you I went to this antique shop in Ashbourne, seeing I was halfway here.
I'm glad you came.
I'm staying the night if you'll have me.
Well, of course I'll have you. Let you have one of my nighties.
Hmm?
Well, you'd hardly bring a nightie, would you, when you were going to an antique shop in Ashbourne?
Oh, no.
What about Gordon?
Oh, he'll be all right.
Everything all right?
Yes.
Make it work. That's the only advice I can give you.
Oh, it's working. It's just the way it's working. I don't know. I chat to women in shops and they seem to be going places and doing things, and we never do anything. But I didn't come to talk about my marriage. I came to talk about you.
And so you shall, dear. Not just yet. Fred!
Did you want me, Mrs. Walker?
Fred, I wonder, would you do me a favour?
Certainly, just name it. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry you haven't been introduced, have you? How very remiss of me. This is Fred, my strong right arm.
Hello, Fred. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, good, I hope.
Oh, I won't tell you. You'll blush.
Oh, that's nice.
He's very amenable.
What is it I can do for you then, Mrs. Walker?
Well, Joan is staying overnight, so I wondered if you would mind making our little arrangements just for one night. It's a bit awkward, you see, with Billy being here as well.
Oh, yeah, right.
I told you he was amenable.
Hello. Oh, how's me lovely then?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Not so bad. You better watch her.
I don't need telling. Listen, we are rich. Well, we're on the road. Conran just phoned the yard. We got the hotel job.
Oh, great, mate. Hey, let's celebrate.
Well, I can't. I've got to get back to Moorhouses. Come round tomorrow night. Bring Rita. Say we're getting a sitter.
Right, mate, you're on.
Well, I've told him. Are you stopping for a bit?
I know it's all right. I'll come with you. It's all right.
Hello.
Right.
Hey, I say. What? She's getting worse. She's only flipping chucked me out for the night.
Was Joan stopping?
Where am I supposed to sleep? A furniture shop window or something?
Are you really pushed?
Well, of course I'm pushed.
Stop with me if you like.
Honest? Hey, no funny business.
Forget I spoke. What did I ask you for?
No, do you mean it though, really?
Yes, of course. But don't go expecting Buckingham Palace, lovely.
Oh, thank you, Hilda. That sure is good. Man could get to like this.
You'll have to stay.
Well, I'd like to. But I got a seam of first-class coal waiting for me back home. You'll have heard of Connellsville coking coal.
No.
Oh, well, I think I have.
Just about the best damn coking coal in the whole wide world. And it's mined right there in my home county.
You've been on strike, haven't you?
Yes, sir. We certainly have.
Good for you.
Well, I wasn't too happy about it, you know. There was a lot of shootings, Some of the boys got a little trigger happy. Oh, on both sides, mind you. I ain't blaming anybody. But some good things come out of it, too. Coachload of automotive workers from Detroit came right down to our district, and they bought just about everything. Food, candy for the kids, cash, you name it, they brought it.
Good for them. What you need is solidarity. See, I miss that, being self-employed, you know. I mean, a working man has got a right to withdraw his labour. Right, Chuck?
Oh, yeah, provided he's got any.
Yeah. Would you like another drink?
Well, I certainly would, Stanley.
There we are.
My goodness, that's good.
It's good stuff.
What do you call this? Thank you, Stanley.
It's 3X stuff, double pale ale, you know.
Hilda.
Yeah.
The other young ladies we used to go around with, you know.
Oh, you mean Daisy Shaw?
Daisy Shaw.
And Molly Lancaster. Oh, and Maureen Haggerty.
Yeah, Maureen Haggerty. Do you ever hear from her?
Oh, not sight nor sound, not for, 30 years. By heck, that dates us, doesn't it? Have you got any photos of your family?
Well, I most certainly have. I didn't want to be a flat tire, or I would have brought him out before. Now, this here, that's my wife, Sophie.
Oh, very nice.
And that's Joseph, my eldest boy, and his wife and his 2 sons. And this here's Ralphie Jr. and his family. And that there's Joyanne. We don't see too much of her. She's in New York. Well, it's been a long day.
Do you know, I haven't tasted cocoa like this since I was a kid.
I have a cup every night. It helps me sleep.
Oh, I'm not troubled like that myself. Well, I was one time, but, you know, I could get used to this.
Could you? Well, stop yourself. It's only until her ladyship's kids have opted.
Oh, there could be a month.
In that case, Fred, start looking for a furniture shop window.
Am I sleeping here?
Yeah. Yes, it opens right out. I've got a spare bedroom, but I'm short of a bed at the moment.
Oh, this'll do me fine. Hey, I say, I'm not keeping you up, am I?
No, love it. No, it's a bit late for me, but it's nice to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Leave those till tomorrow.
They're done.
I think I'll go up, love.
I worn you out, have we?
No, it's been an exciting day still. I'm going to bed, Joni.
Night-night, love.
Come and give me a kiss.
Sleep well.
I will. See you in the morning, love. You will check all the doors, won't you?
Of course I will. Go on, you go and get your head down. Now. What do you think?
She seems all right.
Look, I didn't drag you up here for nothing, you know.
I'm not complaining, am I?
Oh, all right. Don't let's start off on the wrong foot.
All right. Just don't you go thinking you're the only one that cares about her, that's all.
Look, she thinks they're going to let her live the rest of her days out here, but they won't, you know. Not even Newton and Ridley's, and especially not some new firm. Definitely the way she's been carrying on.
What carrying on?
Oh, come on, you know what I'm talking about. She's been asking for trouble. First she gets turned over by them 2 layabouts, and then she gets nabbed for letting them drink after hours. Well, not her exactly, because she was in Jersey with me, but as landlady, she is responsible.
So, what do we do?
I don't know. But we've got to come up with something.
Fred!
Hello?
Will you wind the clock up, love? It's on top of that little cabinet near the stairs.
Oh, yeah, I will. Good night.
Night, love.
Oh, they're a problem, though, children. Makes you wonder what you did.
Yeah, it sure does. Now, that is one very pretty young lady.
We never hear from her.
Yeah, like Joyanne. Yeah, you're right. Sure does make you wonder what you did.
Who's that? I won't be a minute.
Oh, Mr. Doctor.
You know, my Sophie's always bawling me out about that. Says I can catnap any time of the day or night, and it's usually when folks is visiting. They just don't understand what a hard day's work can do to a man.
And that's a fact.
Happy birthday, Stanley.
Well, not till tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
2 minutes past 12, time to celebrate. I've had a windfall on the dogs. How do you do, Ralph? Eddie Yates, good friend of the family.
I'm very pleased to know you, sir.
Well, come on, get some more glasses, Hilda. We don't want to drink out the bottles in front of our transatlantic friends, do we?
Hey, that's a bit of all right. But, you know, a few berries at the pub tomorrow when it's my real birthday.
You mean today?
No, dinner time, you know. You can come, can you? You're not going straight away.
Well,
right,
yeah.
that's on. Ralph's coming back tomorrow, love. Have a few drinks on my birthday.
Oh, that'll be nice. We've got a lot more old times to talk about yet, haven't we?
Sure have. I got a lot I want to hear about you and about the girls and about Maureen.
Yeah, and Mervyn and Chuck. Oh, and Joe, the Polish one.
Heck yeah. Joe Sheminsky.
That's him, yeah.
Wonder what happened to... Well, what do you know? The Ritz Ballroom.
Yeah.
Whitworth Street, right?
That's it, still there.
You don't say. The Ritz, huh? Hey, Hilla, you want to dance?
Oh, do you think we should?
Why not? I can do it.
What, you mean jitterbug like?
Come on, let's try.
All right.
Oh, they make a lovely couple, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
You're looking really well, do you know that?
And you? All that sea air.
And the exercise.
I can imagine. I don't know what she's doing in there. She won't let me do a thing to help.
Oh, she's having a ball. She's in her element, having us both here to fuss over.
She looks fit enough.
Look, I've already told you what the trouble is.
But surely if the brewery people realised...
Yet another powwow. You two do have a lot to talk about.
We don't have any secrets from you, Mum.
I should hope not.
Mother, what the heck do you call that?
Well, in this part of the country, we call it breakfast. I don't know what you call it in Derbyshire.
But I only ever have half a grapefruit and a piece of crisp bread.
Joni, love, when you're at home, you can eat whatever you like. But when you're once in a blue moon staying here, you will eat proper meals.
Trouble is, she thinks I'm still 6 years old.
She thinks we both are.
As long as you don't treat me like a child.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I'm very happy to have you both here, but I don't want fussing over.
You're the one that's doing all the fussing.
And I'm enjoying it.
You. I'm here, Mrs. Walker. I've come early today because I'd like to leave early. I've got an important visitor coming.
I don't think you've met my daughter, have you, Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, you'll be her Joni. It's funny we've never met before, isn't it? Seeing as I've worked for your mother for quite a few years now.
Well, I don't get to Weatherfield all that often.
No, you don't, do you?
It's easier for me to go there, Mrs. Ogden, and it makes a break.
Oh, yeah, not to mention a change of scenery.
Exactly.
Do you know, Ralph was saying that very same thing to me and Stan yesterday. Oh, that's Ralph E. Curtis, old friend of ours, come to see us all the way from Pittsburgh. That's in America.
Fancy that.
Yeah, he was saying what a nice change it makes to see new places. Only he's coming to dinner today, you see. That's why I want to get away early.
Well, don't let us detain you, Mrs. Ogden.
No, I'll love you and leave you then. It'll be nice for you, though, won't it, having them both here? Do you know, I sometimes wish mine had... Oh, well, we mustn't grumble. We'll not be on us own today, not with Ralph coming to help to celebrate Stan's birthday.
Poor guy. He comes here for holiday to see the sights of Merry England and he finishes up with the Oggies.
How do they come to have friends in America?
Oh, they haven't. He's an old acquaintance of Mrs. Ogden's. Apparently, Elsie Tanner wasn't the only one to hang around Burton Wood.
I don't think there's much wrong with her.
Don't you believe it?
Fred, come on. Up to Daisy.
Oh, heck. Time is it?
Sam, you're up and decent. No point in asking if you slept well.
Oh, like a proverbial tree trunk. I do appreciate this, you know, Betty.
Well, couldn't have you keeping on the red wreck now, could we? Now then, what am I going to do you for your breakfast?
Oh, not fussy. Cornflakes.
Sure, cornflakes be blowed. No, I'll cook you something, love.
Oh, I don't want to put you to a lot of bother.
Rubbish. It's a long time since I had a chap to make breakfast for.
Hey, What are the neighbours going to say when they see me leaving? Have you thought of that?
Yeah, well, this side of living over the Brush End Road. From what I know about her here, she'd only be jealous. So come on, get a move on, lovey. You have a wash and shave while I get the breakfast going. There's a clean towel in the bathroom. Oh, tea or coffee?
Oh, Tita. There's no sweat. I'm not in any rush, you know.
Well, I thought you said you got a lot of cellar work to do this morning.
Aye, well, if Billy, my lad, can pinch me bed, Billy, my lad, can pinch me job. Anyway, it's about time he helped his old mum out. What do you say?
Well, I say, Frady, you're evil.
Oh, I am cuddly with it. I say.
What?
Did you mention something about fried bread?
Oh.
I don't use Ponzi after shave.
You do today. Oh, now go on, Stan. I bought it special. Ralph will be here in a minute.
Oh, it's for his benefit, is it?
It's not to do with him. It's for me.
Well, you ought to be using embrocation after last night.
Well, what did I do?
Bobbing up and down round them like you were.
We was only dancing.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Oh, you could never even do a flipping foxtrot, let alone jitterbug. Now, Ralph always had a sense of rhythm, and he's not lost it.
The morning say for his teeth. I bet they're on his own.
Hey, now, that'll be him. And see, I want this to be a day to remember. Somebody can go home and tell that Sophie of his about.
So?
So, I want you to flaming behave yourself.
Well, the top of the morning, Hilda. What a lovely day.
Yes, come on in, Ralph. I'll take your coats. There you are. Stanley, Ralph's here.
Good morning, Stanley, and a very happy birthday to you.
Oh, Ralph, you shouldn't have. He shouldn't have, should he, Stanley?
Oh, nonsense. Just a little something to drink an appropriate toast.
Oh, thanks very much. Much appreciated.
I'll just put the kettle on, Ralph. I'm sure you'd like a nice cup of coffee, wouldn't you?
Oh, we haven't got time for that, Hilda. We got a lot to do today, an awful lot.
Do? Like what?
Well, I took the liberty of working out a little schedule, you know. Seeing as how it's your birthday, I didn't think you'd object to someone else taking charge for a change. Sort of a day off for you.
That'll make a nice change for him, won't it, Joe?
That's what I thought. So I thought we'd start off with a little local sightseeing. I'd kind of like to see some of the old haunts. Say, is Oxford Street still there in Manchester?
Oh, yes, just the same as it always was.
It's full of hamburger stands.
And Albert Square, that marvelous town hall. Gee, the memories that brings back. Wasn't that little pub around there that we used to go to? It was pretty old, a black and white place.
The Wellington in the Shambles. Oh, yeah. They've moved it.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it's all different round there now. You'll not know the centre of Manchester, especially the bottom end of Market Street.
It's flaming terrible.
Oh, Sam doesn't like change.
Can't stand in the way of progress, Stanley. Heck, let's go have a look-see. I'll bet there's a whole lot of places just the same as they were in 1943. Right, Hilda?
Well, there's bound to be one or two. I'll just get my coat.
And then I thought we'd have a little lunch. And then afterwards maybe grab a cab and go on out Cheshire way.
A taxi? All that way?
All on me, Stan. I'd kind of like to go over to Warrington, have a look at the old camp.
Yeah, I think I'd best put my comfy shoes on.
Doesn't she look terrific? It's truly amazing. You know, she was a very pretty girl. Very pretty. You, Stanley, are one very lucky man.
You think so?
Will she manage all that?
No danger. She's not her father's daughter for nothing, are you, Peckle?
Is that it then, Deirdre?
Yeah.
Only I think Mrs. Walker will probably be wanting a shipping order, seeing that she's got her whole family in residence.
Oh, yes, they'll be able to give you moral support when the case comes up, won't they, Mrs. Walker?
What case is that, Deirdre?
Well, you know, the police getting you for serving drinks after hours.
That is a totally inaccurate statement, which I should not repeat if I were you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, I just thought...
I have not been charged with any offence, as a matter of fact. In fact, the whole incident which took place during my absence has been blown up out of all proportion.
The police aren't taking it any further, then?
Well, it'd be absurd if they did, wouldn't they? Must have more important things to occupy their time.
Oh, well, that'll be a relief to you anyway. OK, then, love. Say bye-bye to Auntie Reenie and Mrs. Walker. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, love. Have a nice time tonight. And don't you let your mummy get drunk.
See ya.
Bye, love.
We're going to have to sort some of that out.
Honestly, love, I think you're panicking. This whole stupid business is bound to blow over. But you can see for yourself Mum's perfectly capable of carrying on as she is for years yet.
Head in the sun, just like you always were.
I was the practical one, if I remember rightly, brother dear. You were the one that was always chasing after daft schemes. pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
All right, so I'm an optimist, but I happen to be a realist as well. Anyway, it's not my life we're on about, it's my mum's. Your mum's.
I'm not trying to avoid the responsibility.
No?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Billy, I care about her as much as you do. But she's happy here. This is where her life is. She'd not want to move.
I'm telling you, if this takeover thing happens, she may be forced to quit. She's well past retiring age. What she wants won't come into it.
There is no retiring age, is there?
Oh, not at Newton Ridley's, not to know. But this new outfit might have one. And I bet you a pound to a penny they want someone a lot younger.
So what do you suggest?
That's obvious, isn't it? She'll have to come and live with you.
I don't see that that's obvious at all.
Well, what else can she do?
Well, for a start, she loves Jersey. Why, she never stops raving about it when she comes back. It's a perfect place to retire to.
Apart from the fact you have to have a hell of a lot of money to even be allowed to live permanently in Jersey, I'm a single man. I live in digs. There's no guarantee I'll stop there if a better job comes along. I don't have home to offer her.
You mean you don't want to be tied down?
No, I don't. I've got my own life. Look, she can come and stay with me as often as she likes. I'll take my share of the responsibility financially. I'll do all I can. I can't say fair on that, can I?
So I'm supposed to say she can come and live with us?
I think that's reasonable, don't you? Well, you are her daughter. You've got a nice house. You've got plenty of room.
I also happen to have a husband.
Oh, Gordon won't mind. Gordon does what you tell him.
That was uncalled for. Still, you always were a bit spiteful.
All right. Look, it's daft, that's why like this. It won't sort anything out. I'm sorry. Oh, surely Gordon won't mind. He likes Mum. He has her to stay with you often enough.
Having just someone to stay with you and having actually to live with you are two quite different things. Anyway, he's been hinting recently about having his mother to stay, and I've said no. And she's not well.
Mum's not an invalid. She won't take looking after.
But how can I ask him to have my mother when I've already refused to have his?
Have you asked him?
No.
Then how do you know he won't?
I can't. That's all.
Right.
Something the matter?
No, it's nothing, Mum, sorry.
I see. Well, you see, it's ever so seldom. It's a great pity.
It's just a simple disagreement, that's all. Nothing for you to worry about.
What are you disagreeing about?
You know us. I'll say white, he'll say black.
Well, whatever the difference is, I hope you'll settle it in a friendly manner. Your poor dear father used to hate to see you quarrelling, even when you were tiny. It upset him.
So, you're moving up in the world, eh?
Oh, give over. It's only one contract. Biggest one we've ever had, mate.
You know what they say about little acorns?
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Oh, Mr. Baldwin, could I introduce you to a friend of ours from America? Mr. Ralph Curtis, Mr. Mike Baldwin. He owns the factory across the road.
Nice to meet you. Right, then, what you gonna have?
No, I'll do this. Well, this is one place that sure hasn't changed a heck of a lot.
You're dead right, it hasn't. Now, come on, it's my shout, I insist. We don't get many transatlantic visitors in this neck of the woods.
Good job and all. Had enough of you lot during war.
You'll have to excuse Mr. Tatlock, Ralph. He's one of the local characters.
Don't make excuses for me. I'm not simple.
I'm sure you're not, Mr. Tatlock, and I'm sure you're entitled to your opinion. Oh, I know. A lot of our guys didn't make themselves too popular over here.
Yeah, well, the war's over now. We're not fighting it again. Now, how far does this prejudice of yours extend now? But will it stretch to having a drink with a Yank?
You buying him?
I am.
Right, well, I'll have one with you.
I thought you might be. Betty, when you got a minute, love?
Not so long.
What's your name?
I wondered, could you recommend us a really nice restaurant? Only Ralph's taking us out to to lunch, you see, with it being Stan's birthday.
By the cringe, Stanley, you're never 21 again, are you? He's got the key of the door. You've never been 21.
Typical English thing.
Mrs. Ann Walker,
She's in the back. Shall I fetch her?
please.
Yes.
Can I get you, Governor? No, thank you.
Yes,
Mrs. Ann Walker,
that's right.
I'm Inspector Gorman. Could we have a private word, please?
Yes, certainly, Inspector. Come through.
What the hell does he want?
Search me. I wasn't even here when the incident happened.
Mrs. Walker, as a licensee of many years' standing, you know as well as I do that you're entirely responsible for what goes on these premises, whether you're present or not.
We're talking about the letter of the law.
We are.
I see.
You all right, Mum?
Yes, Inspector Coleman, this is my son.
What's up?
He's here about the other night.
It's hardly the crime of the century, is it?
I'm new to this division, Mrs. Walker. I understand my predecessors looked rather tolerantly on this sort of thing. I'm afraid I don't.
We're not in the habit of doing this sort of thing, Inspector.
I should hope not, because it won't be a warning next time. Really, Mrs. Walker, you ought to know better. I mean, you've been in the trade long enough.
There won't be a next time, Inspector.
Good. So let's hope this is my first and last visit. Good afternoon.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was horrible. Being ticked off like a silly little girl.
Come on, Mum.
Oh, whatever happens, whatever it is, even if I'm here or not, the blame is always laid at my door. It's always my fault, my responsibility. Oh, and sometimes it gets too much for me. It wasn't like this, you know, when your dear father was here.
Well, that really was quite a day, wasn't it?
Oh, it certainly was.
I hope you enjoyed it, Hilda.
Oh, yeah, I did. No, I did really, Ralph. I mean, it's a bit different to what we normally do, you know. Me and Stan don't get out all that much.
Oh, now, that doesn't sound like the Hilda I used to know. Always funning around. Regular little firecracker you were.
Yeah, well, it's not only the streets and buildings what have changed since them days.
Yeah, don't I know it. I sometimes look at that elderly guy in the mirror. The one with the pot belly hanging over his pants. That guy with 4 grandchildren. And wonder where in the hell did young Fireball Ralphie go to?
Yeah, you certainly set a few hearts fluttering then. You was quite a lad.
You were quite a girl, Hilda.
Yeah.
Do you know, I thought you'd emigrated, I've called so many times. I'm not interrupting nothing, am I? Only tip us the wink and I'll pretend I never come.
Stan's in the kitchen putting the kettle on. Stan? Oh, what's he doing out there all this time? Hey, I'll bet he's nodded off and let me kettle boil dry.
I kind of hijacked Hilda and Stanley. We took a trip down memory lane.
Bet that's tasty work, eh?
Kind of spooky, really, going back after all those years.
Well, she might be putting a brave face on it. She's an expert at that, my mum. But you should have seen her when this couple left here. I tell you, she's a breaking point.
All right, all right. I'll ask her to stay with us.
Well, you can at least see what she says. Ask her now.
Well, it's obvious what she'll say. If she's as bad as you think she is, she'll jump at it.
Ask her now.
All right, but I still think you should take some of the responsibility.
Yeah, I will. She can still come and stay with me in Jersey.
Mum, I've been thinking.
Yes, love.
Look, I could stay another night if you like. Gordon won't mind.
I wouldn't dream of it, love. In any case, I'm all right now. Billy's staying for at least another week.
I suppose you know he's very worried about you. We both are.
Nothing to worry about, love, really.
Well, I know it's a big if at the moment, and we all hope it'll never happen. But if the brewery do ever ask you to retire, well, you know you can always come and live with us, don't you?
And whose idea is that?
We've both been discussing your future.
So, that was what all the powwows were about. Johnny, dear, I'm not a piece of lost property. I do still have a hand in deciding my own fate. You see, whatever the future may hold, and I am alive to all the possibilities, I wouldn't dream of imposing on you and Gordon.
You wouldn't be imposing.
Very well, then, dear. I wouldn't want to live with you. I love visiting your journey, but I wouldn't ever want to live with you.
Why not?
Well, the only person I ever wanted to share my life with is gone. I've had a few years of learning how to cope. And that's the way I like it. That's the way I'm going on.
Oh, I can't tell you how much we've enjoyed it, Ralph.
Well, it sure was a great day. Yeah. But I guess I better be going.
You will let us have one of them snaps, won't you, when you get into Valence?
I surely will.
You sure you won't have another cuppa for the road?
Not another thing for me, thanks.
Stan. Stan, get Ralph's coat up.
Oh, I ain't going.
Well, yeah, I better get back to the hotel. See, Sophie's calling me at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know, it's been lovely seeing you again, Ralph. Well, I'm pleased you remember.
How could I forget?
Yeah, we had some good times together, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did. Oh, thank you, Stanley. Well, so long, Stanley.
Ta-ra.
Now, you take care, huh?
Yeah, sure, and you.
I'll see you out, Ralph.
Well, thanks for everything, Hilda. Lovely to see you again. See you sometime soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye, mind how you go.
Well, it's a good job he married me and not him.
You reckon?
Charging all over the place, dashing here, dashing there. He'd have worn you out in 5 years.
No danger of that with you, is there?
Right. You're off then, are you? How long will it take you to get home?
Oh, I should be back by 10 o'clock. Shouldn't be much traffic on the road this time of night. Look, I really did ask her to come and live with us.
And weren't you relieved when she said no?
That's a lousy thing to say. I asked her, what more can I do?
She's not daft, you know. Don't you kid yourself, she didn't realise your heart wasn't really in it.
She's independent. She always has been and she always will be. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I suppose so. But there'll still come a day once when she won't be able to be.
Not for years yet. Not the way she keeps herself on her toes. Anyway, Betty told me they all pull their weight in the pub. She's all right, Billy.
And if she does get the push?
Well, she probably won't. A lot of these things are just talk. But if she does, well, we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it, won't we? Oh, look, I must go.
I'll take your case.
Oh, look at it. Drive carefully, love, and let me know as soon as you get home.
I will. And you must come and spend a long weekend with us, just as soon as you can get away.
I promise.
Bye, everyone. See you again.
Hey, will you tell Alf I couldn't wait, love? I'll see him tomorrow. Yes. I should have been round to the Langtons about 10 minutes ago. I think Deirdre's killing a cow.
Hey, if you need me help finishing it, I'll always respond to an SOS.
Do you think you could manage without me for a little while, dear? Just like to put my feet up for 10 minutes. Never mind 10 minutes. Take as long as you like. We're fine.
Is your ma still worried about the brewery takeover? We both are. And if they do, she's out on her ear.
Come in. For Newton and Ridley, she's practically one of the family. But how would a new outfit look at her? A widow, pensioner, running the place on her own. Don't have to draw your pictures, do I? Within 5 seconds flat, they've modernised this place and get some smart young couple into running.
There is a way out, you know. Your name over the door.
Eh?
You, chum. You're young, fit, born and brought up in the trade. They give you a license with a red ribbon round it, no danger. Then your ma could finish your days if you wanted to. Think of it.
I've only got the 3 on. I'll stick the rest on this afternoon.
Hey, no worry.
Do you want a coffee?
Where are we going to put 20 of those?
Ah, good question. Kettle's boiled any road.
Just sign for the copper and stuff. I'll trust you for the baths. It's a separate sheet, you see.
Yeah. This afternoon, he said.
There'll be somebody here around about 5 o'clock, will there?
Yeah, there's always somebody here.
Right, then I'll make it my last trip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Ta-ra.
Hey, it's easy stuff to chuck around this, isn't it, fiberglass?
That's a good job and all. We're going to have to shift them to take a deep breath in here.
Do you remember that cast iron bath we had to put in Levenshulme one time? Fell down 3 flights of stairs. I thought my time had come.
You thought I would have bottom end.
Well, you shouldn't have left go then, should you? 3 days we were repairing that lot, you know.
And there's 17 more coming.
At the right price and all, I'm asking no questions.
Yeah, well, I've got one. Where are they all going to go?
It'll stack in here.
There'll be no room to move.
You're never happy, you, are you?
Well, I don't know why we're doing it this way.
Don't you? Well, I'll tell you, it's quite simple. To make money, that's why.
Yeah, either that or go down plug hole.
Oh, nobody's going anywhere. Don't talk, Duff.
What are knock up to here?
We are not in hock. We've just borrowed a bit of cash, that's all.
You could have done this job labour only. Done very nicely and not owed a penny.
He's got no ambition, this lad of yours, you know.
Me? Oh, I've got big ambitions. I've got this ambition to keep on eating and paying the mortgage.
And is that it? Is that your lot, then?
No, but it'll do between now and Friday.
You've put your finger on it now, haven't you? Sometimes you got to think beyond next Friday.
I don't know what all fuss is about. I mean, we've done jobs as big as that before.
Yes, labour only.
Well-
Contractor supplies the gear.
Well, is this a difference?
It is if you're quoting a price for the old job, supplying the lot yourself. I mean, it's not a kitchen extension, this, love. It's an hotel job we're talking about.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't know you were so unhappy about it, Ray.
Me neither.
Yeah, well, I've given it a bit of thought, and I don't see we got that much to gain.
You're kidding?
All right, but is it worth sticking your head in a noose for?
If you think we could have done this job labour only, you're dead wrong. Conran says we couldn't do the job labour only. We've only got one choice, and that's to stretch ourselves when the chance comes.
Well, what are we going to do with all this gear? There's baths, wash basins, toilets and flush boxes. Now, where's it all going to go?
Can you not smuggle me back with you? I mean, you must have an attic or something. I'd be no trouble.
You must be joking. I got 1 room and that's full of dead cats.
When are you going back any road?
Oh, you're anxious to see the back of me, aren't you?
No, I'm just wondering.
Oh, what are you wondering?
Whether you're going back at all.
Oh, you're running a long way out of the ball there, Spider.
Are you, though? Are you thinking of stopping here?
Look, I came here to help sort out my mum. I'll stay for just as long as it takes.
Well, I know what Len said to you.
Yeah, well, that's Len's idea, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, I'm sorry I spoke. I'm only the skivvy, I know.
I understand what I'm saying to you. I don't want anybody saying anything about this to me mum or in front of me mum. Not till I do.
Well, I'm not daft, am I?
Yeah, 1 or 2 might be. And the last time the subject came up, she wasn't exactly, well, she wasn't exactly taken with the idea.
It could be different this time, though, couldn't it? I mean, if there's going to be a takeover.
Maybe.
Well, if your name goes up over that front door, can I put in for your job in Jersey?
If my name goes up over that front door, you'll be looking for a job somewhere, no danger.
Charming.
Billy, is there something you fancy for your lunch?
I'm easy.
Well, then don't be easy. Be helpful. Suggest something. Oh, dear. What about a bit of smoked haddock?
What about a bit of smoked haddock?
Do you know, I knew he'd say that. He has always been very partial to a bit of smoked haddock.
Hey, ask why? Cheers. Can I borrow your pen? Right.
Well, she's certainly looking more cheerful. Is it definite Morley's are taking us over?
Well, there's something to know. We'll all be told.
It's sponsored by the brewery.
Well, the course is a sort of circumnavigation of Newton and Ridley's pubs. You mean it's a mobile booze up?
Oh, it could degenerate, yes.
You got to drink a pint in every pub.
Only the baby has to.
They'll end up paralytic.
Well, I don't think it would tax the capacity of a drinker in, say, Stan Ogden's league.
Well, if you think I'm pushing Stan Ogden round all the pubs in a pram,
Well,
you
I
can
was
think
only taking
of it.
Stan as an example.
Well, you know where you can take him. Well, what do the pushers get out of it?
Well, the thrill of taking part in competitive pram pushing at the highest level.
And the satisfaction of raising money for a kidney machine. Together with a double rupture and a broken leg.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. Can we put you down? Oh, come on, look, we need some glamour.
He's got all the chat, hasn't he? Will you be my baby?
You'd
look beautiful in little bonnet.
No, I'm afraid when it comes to that kind of talent, I'm not in the Premier League.
You're just trying to get out of it, that's all. There is an alternative, though.
Oh? What?
I wouldn't mind pushing Steve. Trust you to think of him. I'm just quicker off the mark than you are. Can you team me up with Steve, then?
Well, we could certainly approach him.
Only don't tell him I said so.
Yeah, well, we could definitely try to rope him in, but the actual arrangements, the final arrangements, have to be left to us, don't they, Emily?
Well, where necessary, I suppose it is the organiser's
I
responsibility.
mean, take into account weight and age and compatibility, that sort of thing.
Considerations of that sort, yes.
So, can we put you down?
Oh, go on then.
And knowing how inseparable you are, you two...
Oh, I don't know about that. Hey, if I'm making a fool of myself, you're not getting off.
So you're in?
So I'm a fool.
Great, great. You know, with this sort of enthusiasm, pram pushing could become an Olympic event.
From the madhouse, the fracture ward and back again.
Bye.
Bye.
What do you think of that then, Stan?
Hey, you've not got someone in the club, have you?
We'll have a bit less of the wit in the repartee. That is a winning machine, that.
There's not all there.
What do you expect? It's earlier gears. It's a stripped-down racing model, isn't it?
Where'd you get it?
Out the cut.
Hey, the wheel's buckled. It's dropping off.
It only needs tuning up. Will you stop kicking it?
Pram race. I thought you got more flipping sense.
It's free ale, Stan.
It is?
Oh, yeah, you go round all the pubs and you sink a pint in every stop.
Who pays?
Well, the brewery are paying for the prize. It's charity, isn't it?
That's charity, all right, eh? Free ale.
Competitors only.
Put me down. I'm favourite.
Well, that's according to what he says.
Well, in either road, I don't see it'll bother you. Your job will be all right. I might be in a different boat, though.
Ah, well, it's only a rumour, but forewarned like.
Hey, can you tell us, love, what day you sell ale in this place?
Hang on, Fred. I'll just go and pacify the natives. Can I attend to your pleasure, gentlemen?
After we've had a couple of pints, yeah?
You need a drink to get over the shock of being served in here.
You can't wait 10 seconds, can you? It's life and death.
In you come. Now, what's your problem?
Have you got a minute, like?
That depends what it's for.
I've just been having a word with Bet.
All right.
It's about these rumours about a takeover, like.
Oh, I shouldn't make too much of that. Not at the moment.
Well, I just wondered if you know what about it.
The answer to that is no, I don't.
Well, I was wondering how it would affect me, in what they said to me.
Well, it depends what they said to you, doesn't it?
Look, I mean, I know I'm only a glorified potman, but they did say that...
There was a bit more to it.
Well, yeah, that they wanted a man about the house after that break-in, and that, well, sometime in the future I might be looking to have a house of my own, you know.
What? Taking on this house?
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. They didn't say it like that.
No, it's all right. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. After all, my mum's not going to soldier on forever, is she?
Aye, well, just the general idea, though, and out in writing. It was like, on the nod, you know.
Who was it you spoke to?
Oh, Mr. Creswell.
Oh, and if he said it, he meant it.
That's the thing, though. You see, if Morley's take over, will that count?
Well, I can't answer that, can I?
What do you think I ought to do? Go and see him?
No, it may not be the best time to drop in for a chat, especially if they're in the middle of being taken over.
Might be too late then, though, eh?
Oh, it's not going to happen overnight. Anyway, it could work in your favour, couldn't it?
You reckon?
Well, your mate, Creswell, could be taken on by Morley's, couldn't he? On the board. And they've got plenty more pubs they can offer you.
That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, you can look at it that way, but my mum can't, can she? I mean, they're not going to offer her one of Morley's pubs, are they?
Look, Billy, I know what you think. You think I'm just, thinking about myself.
It's all right. You have to, don't you? We all have to.
Ah, well, I'm glad I spoke to you. If you're out.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
I just wanted to get it straight, about what they said about me. It took me ambition to be a potman all my life. I'll get me on the bar, Mrs. Walker.
You've been going through the books, Billy?
I'm just doing some VAT, that's all.
There's no need. What does Fred want?
Oh, he's just a bit worried about his future, like a lot of other people.
Got his eyes on the space above my door, has he?
That's not what he said.
I don't understand you, you know. The other day you were dead chuffed about this deal.
Yeah, too chuffed. I reckon that's the trouble. We think we're laughing when we've landed the job, but it's only a start.
We'll be laughing when we've finished it.
If we finish it in time. But you fixed a penalty clause. We'd never had that before.
We'll finish it well within. Yeah, there is a penalty clause in the Conrad contract. We just got to carry our own, haven't we? I mean, if you want to pull yourself up, you've got to do these things.
You're very ambitious all of a sudden. What's it only made of?
And what about you? You're only a young fella. Where's all your ambition? You used to have some.
It's council business, isn't it? You want to give them one in the eye, don't you?
Rubbish.
No, it's not rubbish, is it? You want them to know you've got some clout left, am I right?
I don't give that for them on the council.
And you want them to know it.
Bet.
Pint, please. That there missus of mine, I'm going to put her on the transfer list.
Why's that, Stan?
She'll know nada about it. I don't want to know nout.
Well, you got to talk to her nicely.
I did. What did I get? Bad language, that's all. Free beer going, the missus can't be bothered to put you around pubs.
Well, she's a very hard woman, Stanley.
You got anybody in your colours?
Well, Ken said he's going to fetch me up. But I've been looking at bet there. I mean, for sheer brute force, you can't whack that, can you?
Built for power, all right.
Hey, back of the queue, you.
Well, you said Ken had fixed you up.
On your bike. You didn't want to know about it till I told you about the ale. How are you trying to come through on the rails?
Well, I'm only asking, eh?
No, you're not. I am. Bet, have you got a minute, love?
Come on, lad, what is it?
How do you feel about pushing a pram?
Oh, great.
You what?
You and me together, you know, we're a good team.
Look, do you want a drink or don't you?
We could do it if you join me.
Not very much. I'll have a gin and tonic.
Hey?
Hello. What's the Gladrax for?
Just going to see someone.
Hello. Anybody I know?
So I'm told. Look, if my mum asks, say I've gone to look someone up.
And what if I ask?
I don't.
That'll suit you, won't it? You see, you were trying to get in the family. You were trying to get in your own pair.
I did ring him this morning.
Yes, I know you did, Mr. Walker, but he's been called away to a meeting.
How long do you expect that's going to take?
Oh, no way of knowing, Mr. Walker. He's been very busy at the moment.
Yeah, I can imagine he is.
I must say you've grown, Mr. Walker. It is Rover's return, Walker, isn't it?
That's right.
Yes, it must be 20 years ago. You were with your father at a tournament after a presentation. Bowls.
Was that?
Yes, you were. Oh, it must be more than that. 25 years ago. The way time goes.
Look, is it all right if I wait?
Well, it might be a very long wait.
Oh, as you say, I've been a long time getting here. I'm sure I can spare another half hour.
I've only got a moment.
Well, come on in anyway. Hey, Suze, look what the stork brought you.
Mother.
Are you going to do it then?
Well, Ken Barlow kept hitting me till I said yes.
Oh, now, if you're not keen, I'm going to enter this prom race to win it.
Have we got to practice?
Well, just a bit, just to get the hang of it. Shall I slip out while you discuss tactics?
Well, the way I see it, we've got one big drawback.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Well, I'm not a big beer drinker. I mean, I haven't got the,
Oh, I thought you were going to mention the other big handicap.
What's that?
No pram.
Well, that's definitely a handicap.
There must be loads of old prams.
Yeah, but where?
Anybody home?
Who is it?
It's the demon perambulator.
It's Eddie Yates and you can buzz off.
Northern hospitality, innit?
What do you want?
I am here to find a woman who's going to be the driving force in my life. This little girl here.
You what?
It's you and me, kid. Ken Barlow said we'll walk it.
He what?
He said you were dead keen.
He can go boil his head. I'm not pushing you.
Do you detect a distinct lack of team spirit?
You think that I'm a little bit over the racing weight, don't you?
Definitely the fuller figure.
That is very deceptive.
Oh, it is, Gail. I mean, he's entirely hollow from the neck up.
Take no notice of her. She's just trying to psych us out.
Eddie, they've never made a pram big enough.
Yes, they have. It's outside. It's a Grand Prix job. It's got wheels and everything.
It's outside.
In all its glory.
Hey, Steve, come on.
Hey! Hey, come back, you two. It's got secret modifications on that.
It's come out the ark, this
Well,
has.
it definitely didn't come from Mother Care, that's for sure.
Listen, it's been a good pram on its day, and it'll be a good pram on the day. What do you reckon, kid?
Come on, get in. Come on, I'll push you.
Yeah, you could talk me into anything. Oh,
You all right?
no.
What's wrong?
Have you finished?
I think I've caught a disease.
Oh, you won't fall out. Right, here we go.
All right. It's a shame her daughter couldn't do that. I thought skateboard was the latest craze.
Oh, they only do it to draw attention.
Hey! Oh, hey, this is bloody dangerous, this.
Language! And find somewhere else to do it, not public pavement.
Oh, hey, oh! Hey! This is suicidal.
Hey, well, I'm puffed out.
You weren't half going.
Go on, you get in.
Right, now you'll see some action.
Hey, come on.
Come on, Gail. Oh, you're kidding!
Come on.
Oh, you let go!
Mr. Anderson's put everything ready for you. The papers are on your desk. And Mr. Walker's been waiting to see you.
Oh, I'm extremely sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Walker, but the fact is we're completely at 6s and 7s, sometimes 8s and 9s.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a little chat, really.
It's very pleasant to see you again. It's never far from my mind, you know, the Rover's return. But right now, if you could hang on.
Well, I have been hanging on for the last...
Have you ever been round the brewery? Mrs. Harbottle, get hold of Ted for me, would you? I'm sure you'd be interested, much better than reading that thing. Get Ted Turner to take you round. Head brewer. Knows everything there is to know.
Yeah, I would be interested, but that's not really why I came.
No, I'll be with you, really.
No, I know all about Newton and Ridley's. It's Morley's I'd like to know a bit more about.
Morley's? You're in the wrong brewery.
Am I? The way I heard it, I may not be for very much longer.
Come inside. Whatever it is you've heard, I'd very much like to know where you heard it.
Let's just say I keep my ears to the ground.
On Morley's side of the fence or ours?
I just want to know if it's right.
Well, just what is it you've heard?
Sounds of a takeover in the wind, that's all.
At the moment, we'd rather it wasn't common knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's true.
I can't say. It's all very tentative. Talks about talks. We're very undecided. But I think you know that the family has complete control. We couldn't just be bought out.
But it's still a possibility. That's if the family should decide that way.
Obviously, there's no point in denying that it's a possibility. But how does it concern you?
Well, my mother's, well, let's say she's not getting any younger. No, she's still up to the job, don't misunderstand me. But you know as well as I do that her position is, well, how can I put it?
Well, I think I know what you mean. I sometimes think of her as a sort of grace and favour tenant.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Now, we're very fond of your mother, but as you say, we're quite certain that she's up to it. How is Mr. G coping?
He locks up carefully.
Good.
And Morley's won't have any grace and favour tenants, will they? If this takeover happens, they'll kick my mother out, won't they?
Look, if Morley's do buy a controlling interest, it doesn't mean to say that Newton and Ridley's would cease to exist overnight. We put a very high price on our traditions.
Oh, you can say that. But they're not going to spend a couple of million or whatever it is just to keep things as they are.
No, of course not. But I can't say to you that we'll have a clause in any heads of agreement guaranteeing your mother's tenancy, now can I?
And in that case, I'm putting myself forward for it.
Are you?
Yeah, before any takeover happens.
Whether or not there's any takeover?
Whether or not.
I see.
Well, it's not exactly a bolt out of the blue, is it? I mean, I'm in the trade now, and as you know, I was brought up in the trade. So what would you say?
Why are you going to take it, then? It says this place on the sheet.
I'm just trying to organise something.
Hello, Mr. Clayton. Yeah, I've got Len here. He wants a word with you. Yeah, that's right, Fairclough and Langston's. Hang on a minute.
Hello, Dougie. I've got a bit of a problem, mate. What have you got in that warehouse of yours at the moment? Well, no, I've got a load of bathroom
I mean,
kit, you see, and I want to
I'm
find
only
a
trying to
home.
get on, that's all.
It's only temporary until I get it down to the site. Well, there's about 20 baths and all the rest of the gear, you know. But it's got to be covered up and locked up. Well, what if it was for a big backhander, then? Yes, well, you would, yeah. All right, Dougie, see you in about 20 minutes. Right, fine.
All right.
Yeah, all right, yeah. You're going to Ogilvy Street, Dougie Clayton's, do you know it?
Yeah, but who's there to unload?
All right, we'll follow you in the van, mate. Well, go on, I thought you wanted to get home.
Hey, what about this lot?
What about it?
Well, there's 3 baths and all the metal fittings. Are we putting it in our van?
No, there isn't time for that, no.
Well, what if somebody trickles over the wall in the night and nicks the lot?
Well, somebody will just have to sleep here, won't they? And bite his leg.
Hey. We're just not organised for this.
Well, you better organise it so it's not you who's sleeping here tonight, sunshine.
Well, I don't care. You'll not catch me airing round in no cramp.
Why, it's all about charity. I mean, I'm game.
Oh, aye, as long as there's ale going.
I reckon that's where they fall down, you know. These kids can't suck rail.
Ah, well, you need experience, don't you, Stan?
And there's nobody got the experience like Stan.
I reckon that's where we'll win. On the subbing side.
Who's we?
I don't know. Anybody will take me on.
Well, I hope you're not looking at me, Mr. Ogden.
They're telling me you're a very fit young woman.
Well, I don't know who tells you. Anyway, I'm already entered.
What? Well, you kept that very quiet, haven't you?
Ken persuaded me. Anyway, it's all in a good cause, isn't it?
Who's your baby going to be? Ah, come on, who is it?
Eddie.
Bye at your game.
I had no choice, had I? I mean, it went up to me.
You'd have been better off with me, though.
You know, Stanford, first time in my life, I think I agree with you.
I'm not sure about this coming pram race. You know, people could have coronaries.
You can have a nasty spill, too.
Or get run into by them.
Yeah, well, it's not very good for you, know, violent exercise if you're not used to it. There's thousands drop dead jogging, you know, in America.
What charity are they supporting, any road?
Well, it can only be the Undertaker's Benevolent Fund.
Wish you'd all shut up.
Well, did you see them?
Uh-huh.
And?
Your mum in the back, is she?
Yeah.
Well?
Hello, lovely babe.
Having a snooze?
No, I was reading the paper. I'll get you your tea.
No, it's all right. You stay where you are. I'll put the kettle on. Get you
Where'd
a
you
cup
go?
of tea. Oh. Just collecting news.
Nothing special.
Well, there was something. Have you heard that Annie Walker's little lad has been accepted as a tenant by Newton and Ridley's?
What have you done?
I went to see them, Mum. And they're very happy for me to take the tenancy. So takeover or no takeover, the Walkers stay here. Oh, say something.
Oh, Billy, love.
That's all right, is it?
Oh.
She's here again.
Certainly looks as if she means business.
I don't think she's human. I think she's a robot. Flying horse have built her in the tap room.
Yeah, you could be right. Any road, I'll see you at dinner. Hey, I hope Len's had a good night.
He could sleep on a 5-bar gate. That's his trouble.
What time is it?
Some flaming security guard you are.
What do you mean?
Somebody's only been over the wall during night and licked half a dozen lengths of pipe and God knows how many boxes of fittings, that's all.
Well, they haven't, have they? Would you flipping credit it? I didn't hear a thing.
Oh, well, that does surprise me. I mean, you was awake and drawing your gun before I even came to the gate, weren't you?
I heard you, didn't I?
You liar. Could have backed a wagon in there and nicked the lot. You'd never have heard a thing.
Well, I'm a heavy sleeper, aren't I? Anyway, it's not the end of the world. It's only a few lengths of pipe. It's probably just kids.
That is not the point. You were supposed to be guarding it and you didn't. Typical. Typical of your slack attitude to things. You can't afford to be slack on this job, you know. Not with all the money you've got laid out.
A few lengths of pipe. You're making it sound like the second train robbery. You get more like an old woman every day, you know.
Yeah. Well, there'll be nothing nicked tonight.
No, there won't. Not with Wyatt Langton riding shotgun.
I'm not sleeping in here, mate. That stuff's going to Dougie Clayton's with the rest. It'll be a sight safer.
Yeah, I'd rather sleep in my own bed, I know.
Yeah, well, I'll shift it this morning.
They bring me breakfast, then?
No, I flaming didn't.
Hello, Mum. Sleep all right, did you?
Not particularly, no.
Don't you take anything for it now?
No, I try not to.
Oh, there's nothing worse, is there, not being able to sleep properly? Still, now that things are a bit more settled, I wouldn't have thought you'd have had all that difficulty.
No.
I mean it, you know, Mum. I'm going to take over.
I know, you mean it.
But,
Sorry.
well, you don't seem all that enthusiastic all of a sudden.
give me time to get used to the idea. I mean, even though you are my son, it's not going to be easy handing over, is it? This has been my little kingdom. It's been my life.
It still will be, you know that. The only thing that'll change will be the name above the door. Well, half a name.
Yes.
You're not thinking of objecting, are you?
Objecting?
To the brewery about me. You know, whoever knows of any just cause or impediment, let her speak now or forever hold her peace. And let's face it, you do know all my impediments, don't you?
Don't be silly, love. You'll make a good landlord. You'll make a very good landlord. You've got your father's firmness, and that's very necessary in a public house.
And what about your firmness?
I don't have firmness. I have guile. It gets very much the same results.
You're telling me.
You've not got Jack's tolerance, though. Not yet, anyway.
No, I'm working on it.
Probably come with old age.
Yeah, I probably will.
Billy, it is what you want, isn't it, to come back here and take over?
Of course it is. I've always fancied it.
What about Jersey, the life you made there?
Oh, it's all right, but it's nothing special. I've always looked on it as something like a bit of holiday.
You're quite certain?
Yeah, I'm positive. Now stop worrying, Mum, and start enjoying yourself. I'm going to see that you do.
What about you?
I'll survive.
I'm telling you, every morning this week she's trotted past here. Sorry, not trotted, galloped more like.
Well, who is she? They do want chips as well as pippers. No.
Well, I don't know who she is, but I know what she is. She's very fit for her age, and she is obviously used to running.
I thought this primaries were just supposed to be a bit of fun.
No, not to her. Obviously, she's taking it very seriously. Anyway, I just thought I ought to let you know, you two being competitors yourselves. I mean, you still are, aren't you? You've not got cold feet or nothing.
Oh, well, if they're any more like her. I mean, I thought it was just supposed to be a bit of a lark with everybody having a laugh. Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Well, I'm not backing out, that's for sure. You know, kippers don't look human somehow, do they?
You know why, don't you? They smell like fish.
Oh, that's very good, Deirdre. Hey, have we got no vinegar?
Sorry, I forgot to get some. We've not got much chance of winning, though, against someone like her.
Well, not unless you start training yourselves. And especially you now, you've got yourself landed with Fred G.
Should have stuck with Eddie. Still, I got something better to do in the morning than push Fred G around the streets in a pram, like sleep.
Hey, this woman pushes a sack of coal.
Same thing.
Oh, yes, I'll tell Fred G. You think he looks like a sack of coal?
Hey, you haven't shifted much, have you?
No, a couple of jobs come up. Can you give us a hand?
No, I can't. I said I'd be down on the site with Conran dinner time. Anyway, if we don't get it all shifted today, we can always ask Eddie Yates for another guard dog.
Yeah. After last time, I seen him put a collar around his neck and have him prowling about.
Good idea.
You know, I've got to hand it to you, Fairclough. You're a cool so-and-so. 3,000 quid laid out on gear. 3,000 you've borrowed. Contract not even started. You're going around whistling.
Look, mate, I've got a feeling about this job. I have had from the word go. We're going to do all right, you know. In fact, we're going to do very, very well. It'll put us into a higher league and wipe the smiles off a few faces down the town hall.
Well, I'm not interested in wiping smiles off anybody. I just want to put a big fat grin on my own face.
Take your cue from me, eh?
I'm sorry I'm a bit late, Mrs. Walker, only there's not many in yet. I've been after a frock. Do you think I could find one I like? Could Acres like?
That's quite all right, dear.
Oh, well, I'll go and join Fred at the barricade
Bed,
then.
will you just come in a minute?
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Close the door, dear.
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
Bed, you and Billy are not, well, close, are you?
We're not.
But you do like to sharpen your wits on one another.
Oh, we do.
Does he ever talk about Jersey, his job, his life there?
Well, that's I can't understand, Mrs. Walker.
What's that, dear?
Well, him coming back here to take over pub, you know.
Why?
Well, I always thought he were as happy as a pig as Larry in Jersey. I mean, I don't want to go dropping him in... Well, what I mean is, he's got everything going for him there, hasn't he? His job and his lady friends. I'm not saying he's going mad.
Oh, it's all right, dear. I know my only son. So, you're surprised that he's coming back?
Yes, we are. We both are, me and Fred. Still, I suppose when you think about it...
Yes?
Well, he's probably doing what's best for you, like a good son should. I mean, you've done him plenty of favours in your time, haven't you, Mrs. Walker? Well, I'd better go and rescue Fred. He still has trouble with decimal money, you know.
Yeah, then we come down Rosamond Street, back down Victoria Street to the Bricklayers Arms, which is the last pub that we'll visit, what, about a mile and a bit?
Just as well you're in a pram, innit, Eddie? Hey, you'd never manage all that walking, would you?
Listen, I might not look fit, Squire, but when the occasion demands, I can be very athletic.
Same as me.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Stan.
Why aren't you a baby in this race, Stan, like him?
Oh, nobody asked me. I know I weigh a few stone, but I can drink a pint as quick as anybody in a pub.
And that's going to be my strong suit and all.
Yeah, but it's not going to be mine, though, is it?
Fred, all I'm saying is she seemed a bit surprised that he's leaving Jersey and taking this place on. At least that's the impression she gives me.
What comfort's that to us?
No.
Exactly. It's not only another job I'll be looking for sunshine, it's another flipping roof over my head, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll be worse off than me, won't you?
Of course I would.
That's a comfort.
Oh, flip it.
I'll get them. Oh, thanks, Mavis. Mine's a lager. And mine. Could I have a word? Well, more of a team talk, a tactical discussion.
There's no tactics involved in a pram race. All you need is a good seat, a quick swallow, and plenty of sweat from the pushes. That is you, darling.
I'm talking to my partner. Do you mind?
What do you reckon she's up to, mate?
Well, she can't be up to anything, can she? I mean, it's as simple as I've just outlined. Anyway, my partner's there representing my interests.
Oh, yeah, who's your partner again?
Mavis.
Well, you want to win, don't you?
Oh, yeah, but...
So we train a little bit.
Yeah, well, you're not pushing me around the streets except on the day.
This woman uses a sack of coal. But I'd rather have the real thing, though I could put you in a sack if you'd like, Steve. Aren't you going to train, Kate? Definitely not. I wonder if we should, me and Eddie.
Oh, why don't you ask him? Eddie, have you a minute?
Yeah.
Mavis wants a word with you. Eddie, I don't know if you know, but people are actually training for this pram race.
Like who?
Like me and Steve. And there's a woman from the Flying Horse out every morning pushing merrily away.
Oh, right.
It is actually.
Well, there is a barrel of ale at stake, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right, 7 o'clock on the red wreck. Tuck your frock in your knickers.
Didn't mean that, did he? Probably. Well, it looks like you're going to be the odd one out, don't it, Potter, still? If you don't mind making a fool of yourself coming in last, not to mention your partner, Fred. Fred,
What?
about this pram race.
Oh, yeah?
Any time this afternoon would be convenient, Mr. Cresswell. 2 o'clock? Fine. Well, actually, it's just a little personal for talking about on the telephone. Really, I'm in need of some sound advice. 2 o'clock, then? Good. And thank you for seeing me at such short notice. Oh, I'm not all that special, Mr. Cresswell.
You all right, Mum?
Yes, sir, everything's fine.
Ah, we'll make a great team. Your look's my brains.
Actually, Dina, I think we would. I really do.
There's no think about it.
Well, that's what I heard, Albert. That you and Mrs. Sharples here are last-minute entries, and I might add, odds-on favourites.
Hey, Albert, our secret's out.
Take no notice of her. The more you laugh at her, the more she thinks she's a comic.
Tell me this, Albert. Why has Mrs. Sharples kept her sense of humour to a ripe old age?
You watch what you're saying, Bet Lynch.
Sorry, and you haven't.
Shall I tell you?
I'm all ears.
Well, because my life's been one long struggle, that's why. Struggle to keep alive during war. Struggle to keep going when depression were on. Struggle to keep me all together lately, and it's just one sweet song for you.
How do you make that out?
Well, that's a fact. The only time a woman feels bad is when she's in love. And that's because she's vulnerable. And she's daft as well. Once she lands the chap, well, it's just plain sailing after that.
He believes it.
Oh, aye, if he had his way, women would be paying fines for being women. All right, Albert?
It's a better idea than income tax.
He takes your breath away, doesn't he?
Ah, but he's entertaining. It's better than keeping a parrot.
You're a right one, aren't you? You sleep at the place to guard the sub and somebody pinches it from under your nose. Do you know, I can empty his pockets, pinch half his loose change, put the rest back and he never even stirs.
That's why I'm always broke.
He's not joking.
Oh, no, she isn't.
Hey, I wonder if Rini goes through my pockets.
Of course she does. Part of the rules.
What rules?
Marriage rules. As supplied for the Society for the Protection of Housewives. Rule 6. Go through his pockets at least once a day, and if you find out incriminating, kill him.
Yes, she would too, you know.
You bet.
Hey, this new job of yours sounds a bit tasty.
Shape of things to come, William.
Well, you're due for a bit of luck, aren't you, mates?
Both are due.
Why, yeah.
I'll second that.
You had a rough time?
Just slipping out for now, Billy.
All right, Mum, take all day. There's nothing spoiling it.
Bye, Mr.
Hello.
Slipping the reins of office a bit fast, didn't she?
Too fast.
Fred, any danger of getting some of these glasses collected up?
See what I mean?
Do take a seat, Mrs. Walker.
Thank you.
Can I get you a... Of course I can. It's a sherry. Dry.
You've remembered. Please.
You sounded very downcast on the phone, if I may say so.
Did I? Oh, I wasn't really downcast.
Well, not quite your usual cheerful, confident self.
You've been taking lessons in thought reading, Mr. Creswell?
No, just being observant, that's all. Part of the job. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Now, what's the trouble, Mrs. Walker?
Well, actually, I'm beginning to feel rather foolish because I think it's too trivial to concern a busy man like yourself.
Nothing that concerns one of our favourite licensees is too trivial, Mrs. Walker.
Will the new people say that? The takeover merchants?
Ah, now this is something I want...
No, my quandary is quite simple and quite personal. I feel that my son has volunteered to take over the license as a quixotic gesture. But is it really what he wants to do?
I'm certain it's not, Mrs. Walker.
Then why are you encouraging him, Mr. Creswell?
Well, his motives are exemplary. And it's not as though he's going to spend the rest of his life in the wilderness, only manage the rovers.
I sometimes wonder if there's any difference.
Now, you don't mean that.
No, I don't. I've been very happy there. But it's a woman's privilege to moan now and again.
Of course it is. But Mrs. Walker...
If it isn't really what he wants to do, then I don't want him to do it. I don't want him to sacrifice the rest of his life for me.
You really are a very special family, aren't you?
Oh, we?
Your husband, honest, loyal, trustworthy to the last. Yourself. And now your son, determined to keep the thing going.
I won't let him do it, you know. It's not worth it. Not just to keep me happy.
There's no problem, Mrs. Walker, really.
Pardon?
The takeover's fallen through. So we're still in charge. And are we going to ask for your resignation? I'm afraid it'll be a much higher authority who'll have to do that.
You might have told me when I came.
You didn't give me a chance.
No. Oh. I can't tell you what a load you've taken off my mind. I feel 20 years younger.
And you look it.
Ah, yeah. Talk about elastic dinner hours.
Well, I've been down the site, haven't I? They're going like a bomb down there. We'll be with them in a fortnight, you know.
Is that right?
Yeah. Will you give him a pint, Fred? Cheer him up.
Bit of a moaner for a young fella, isn't he?
Listen, you don't have to work with Fairclough.
You have my sympathy, mate.
I thought you were a mate of mine.
Well, I took that stuff down the warehouse.
You're a splendid fella, Ray, you know that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thank you.
You back again? You've not taken to drink, have you?
No, I was wanting to have a word with Eddie, but he didn't seem to be here.
He's not. You're getting worried about this pram race, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am, actually.
I thought as much.
I'm just wondering if I'm up to pushing Eddie all that way.
You're likely to make a right fool of yourself, aren't you?
Well, yes, I suppose I am.
But you stuck with it, love.
Am I? See, I was hoping Eddie might agree to withdraw.
Well, then they'll say you're a spoiled sport, won't they? Heard about Mavis, they'll say. Letting the side down. But what do you expect, they'll say? She's a right wet blanket.
Do you think so?
I'm sure of it, love. You're better off making a fool of yourself. Believe me.
Oh.
Bet. Excuse me. Yes,
It's
Mrs.
Billy.
Walker. Having a snack, Mrs. Walker. Hey, good luck for Monday, love.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, it's Mavis. She's having kittens about.
With Mrs. Walker.
Oh. Well, she's been out and she's come back. I must have seen her do it 1,000 times.
She had a look about her.
Do you know, Fred, I think it's time you were looking for another job. You're getting neurotic working here.
I've got a dry feeling in my mouth. I'm feeling like a tight band on my forehead, you know what I mean?
She has that effect on folk, does Mrs. Walker.
Hello, love.
Well, it weren't long.
No. What I had to do didn't take as long as I thought it would. Billy.
Huh?
I do wish you'd give me your attention.
You've got it.
The brewery is not going to be taken over.
Is that where you've been, the brewery?
Yes, and Mr. Cresswell told me they are not going to be absorbed, or whatever the word is.
So?
Well, don't you see, that means my position is as secure as it ever was, and there is no need for you to step into my shoes.
Well, I wanted to.
You did not. You were doing it for my sake.
No.
Really? You mean you actually want to take over the Rovers?
Yeah.
Well, I must say, I think you've got an awful cheek. What are you laughing at?
You.
Thank you. I'm sorry if I'm a figure of fun.
I'm only pulling your leg, Mum. I don't want your precious pub.
You were doing it for me, weren't you?
No, I'm for me.
Oh, do stop talking in riddles.
Well, you, without this pub, you'd be unlivable with. And bored within a week.
I would not.
So to keep you happy, because I'm happy if you're happy, I thought the best thing was for me to take on the pub.
But you'd prefer to go back to Jersey?
Yeah. I'm enjoying it there. I've carved out a nice little niche for myself. I'm not saying it's going to last.
And
but
you
while
were
it does...
prepared to sacrifice all that for me?
Oh, no, I've just told you, not entirely for you.
Do stop splitting hairs. Thank you, love. Thank you very much.
But I'm still worried about you managing. I mean, nothing's changed. This pub doesn't run itself, you know.
I'll be all right when I've had my holiday.
Holiday? What holiday?
I have decided to go to a health farm for a week. Just what I need. Tone me up. I shall come back fighting fit. So, you can go back to Jersey, young man. You worry about me far too much, you know, love.
Typical, isn't it? What? Well, look who's pushing those things. All's not any of them three. Well, I suppose they feel a bit silly pushing a pram through the streets. After all, it's his woman's work. Not to have any first-hand experience. Oh, it's not true what they say, then? What? That you had this child by the coat butcher, but you kept the scandal all to yourself and it would have ruined his career. I don't think that's very funny. Quite good for her, actually. Right, it's time we got loaded up.
What?
Get in.
Now, look, we are staying on here, aren't we? I mean, we're not pushing me around the streets till Monday.
I promise, I promise.
All right, here we go. Wait!
Oh! Right, 3 times round the wreck. Right?
Charge!
Right, Fred.
Take it steady now. Now, look, listen there. I'm having third thoughts about this, Mavis.
Why?
Well, why not?
Well, we can't.
Why not?
Well, I mean, we just can't. Nobody's going to call me a spoil sport. Come on, get in.
I'll bet you a £5 we finish before you on Friday, Fred. Right.
You're right.
Go on.
I've organised stewards at all the stopping places to make sure everybody does in fact stop and drink the required pint.
Good, that's great.
It's rather exciting, isn't it? In fact, I wish I was taking part.
Well, why don't we enter? You and me. It's not too late.
Well, I couldn't, could I? I mean, I have my official work to do.
Coward.
You're spending a terrible lot of time in here today.
Ah, stop nattering, woman. We've got something to celebrate, haven't we? A vodka and tonic when you're ready, Bet.
Right, love. You're spending it before you get it.
I said stop nattering.
I knew you were as bad.
Well, I've tried being serious and responsible, worrying even, but you won't let me.
I know the feeling. Daft as a brush, firstly.
Ah, but I'm lovely with it.
Oh, I don't know. His eyes are a bit near together. Have you noticed how his ears flap when he walks?
Oh, give us 2 pints, Bet.
You don't look at all well, Fred.
I'm not.
Billy's not taking Rovers on.
Oh, that right.
They do say, don't they?
What?
The way to forget one trouble is to find another.
Can we have them 2 pints, please?
Yeah.
Well, how'd you get on?
I think it's the motion made me feel sick. No wonder babies are throwing up all the time.
Where are the ladies?
Oh, they're flaked out somewhere. Mind you, they did do all the work. Look, what I'm worried about is who's going to pay for all the ale that we drink en route?
Oh, that's free from the various publicans.
Oh, well, I feel better already then.
Hi. When you're ready, Bet.
And what you celebrating, Al?
Hey?
Nothing.
Alf, what's going on out there? Fire engines.
It's a fire.
It's not.
Where? Clayton's warehouse, they say.
Clayton's?
Big one. Well, I think so. It's a full turnout.
Come on, Len.
Where are they dashing off to?
They've only got 3,000 quid worth of stuff stored there, that's all.
You what?
Stink's even worse in daylight.
It's gutted.
Oh, but... He stinks and all.
3,000 quid straight up the flaming swanny. Hellfire.
Morning.
Morning.
Is that it then? That's all that's left?
Just about.
Oh, what a mess.
So would you be, mate, if you shunted down 3 stories?
Well, what started it?
How the hell do I know?
You're a big help, aren't you?
Oh, look at
Hang on a minute. Oh, you, is it?
Good morning. Happy spring bank holiday to you.
Not chucking it down and out, is it? Snowing out like that?
No,
Oh, pity. What brings you here, girl? That race doesn't start for a couple of hours yet.
I brought you your costume. I've washed it and ironed it. Oh, didn't it look lovely?
I'm not wearing this.
Yes, you are, Fred. It's in the rules. Rule number 5 of the charity pram race. The baby shall be dressed like a baby.
I'll not look like a baby girl. I'll look like old Mother Riley in this.
You will when you got your bonnet on and your dummy stuck in your mouth.
You what?
You would. Come on, let's see if it fits you.
I'll say, where did you get it from?
No, Mother. We used to have it round the cistern to keep the hot water out.
That for him?
Yeah.
Hey, you look lovely, Fred. I can embroider you a few forget-me-nots round the neck if you like.
Ha ha.
Well, go on. Get it over with. Laugh.
I think you look very sweet, actually.
Do you?
It seems to highlight the sensitivity of your face. In fact, you might suit a frock as well. Or even a skirt and blouse, or even a twin set.
And you're looking for a punch up the bracket, mate.
Oh, give us a kiss instead. You're not your baby after all, are you?
Have you done?
I've never done.
Oh, hang on.
I only mean a drop. It's just one wheel, but it's very irritating, you know.
Doesn't he look lovely? Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's the rusks. I mean, it's a packet a day, don't you, love?
Who's a bonny lad, then?
Just you wait till you've got your clobber on, mate.
Listen, I'll look a knockout in mine, son. A knockout.
Yeah.
Did you find any oil?
Oh, hello, Mavis. Not a bad sort of day for it, is it?
Morning.
Hello. Oh, so looking forward to it. Sure, it'll be great fun. And I think you're a very good sport. Thank you. See you later, then. Yes. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, hello.
Oh, morning, Mum. Didn't expect to see you up and about so early.
Oh, well, I tried to have a lie-in, but you know what, with the shop being open and then thinking about the race. Well,
It's tension, Mavis. It's very common among athletes on the day they're competing. I mean, I feel the same myself. But don't worry. When we're moving, with the wind in your face, the edge to wind gripping your knickers, you'll be a different woman. Looks great, doesn't it? Came from a very good home, you know. Just needs a spot of water to cure a squeak.
are the girls in?
Yeah, go on in.
Ta.
What's that you're putting on? Just a drop of olive oil. Why? To make me muscles supple.
Hello. I know I'm early, but I didn't want to be late.
You're early.
Yes, I just said.
I know. Do you want a cup of coffee?
Oh, yes, please. Oh, Steve.
Hello.
Must say, you look the part.
Thank you.
Oh, you too, Susie. Oh, my word, yes.
What about me?
Oh, yes, you too, Gail.
What are you thinking of wearing?
Well, much the same as you, really.
You can bring your stuff and change here if you like.
Well, I'm already changed, as a matter of fact.
Well, come on, let's have a look.
What do you think?
Oh, you look smashing.
Yeah, you look fitter than they do, Mavis. Yeah. Not to mention sexier. How about that, then?
Morning, Mrs. G. Baby all right, is it?
You'll be laughing the other side of your face, mate, especially when you see the back of me and Gail going out of sight. Hey, and when you're coughing that fiver you'll owe me.
You've got no chance. Me and Mavis will walk it. Oh, lovely. You can't park that there, Raymond. It's the off for the pram race.
Tough.
It's supposed to be a holiday. Everybody's supposed to be happy and friendly. Pig face.
Well?
Well, what?
How bad is it?
Bad as we thought. No, it's not. It's a bloody sight worse.
What do you mean it's all gone? Everything?
Nearest makes no odds.
Oh, great. 3,000 quid gone up in smoke.
Yeah.
Hey, it wasn't one of them sort of fires, was it?
What sort?
Well, you know, started accidentally on purpose for the insurance money. He's a bit of a spiv, that Dougie Clayton. Hey, he's insured, isn't he?
Of course he flaming is.
Did he tell you that?
Yeah.
Oh. It's all right, then. It's just a question of getting new stuff, innit?
That's all.
Are you sure, Ray?
Of course I'm sure.
Stuart Mills! Come here. Just the lad I'm looking for. Now, don't ask any questions. Grab hold of that bit of string. Put it down there. Now, put your foot on it. Tight.
Hi.
Hiya.
Shouldn't you be at the cabin?
Oh, I've just shut it for 5 minutes. We weren't busy.
Ah, it'll be the holiday.
Yeah. You sounded dead round off on phone.
Well, it's a flipping mess, you know.
Still, if it's insured.
Oh, aye, it's insured, all right. There's no danger about that.
Well, then. Why the long face?
Well, I think fires depress anyone, don't they? All the damage and the mess and the stink. I don't think there's anything worse than the stink after a fire.
Must be terrible if it's your own home.
Well, I've been to a few of them.
You will be able to buy new stuff, will you?
Oh, aye, it'll take a day or two. It's not exactly a shipping order.
It's 3,000 quid's worth.
It's now to a big wholesaler.
No. How will you pay for it? I mean, it's not as if the insurance company going to be paying out tomorrow. It could be weeks, months.
Like money in the bank.
Suppose so. Better than like, then.
Yeah.
So come on, cheer up.
Ah, it's just that...
What?
I don't know. Seems everything I touch turns sour on me. As if I'm jinxed.
Does look a bit like that, doesn't it? Still, sitting here all on your own moping ain't going to help, is it?
I'm not moping. I've got to make out an inventory of the stuff that was destroyed in the fire.
You sure?
Cross me heart.
See you later, then.
Hey, it's that pram race today, isn't it? Should watch that, shouldn't we? Should be a bit of fun. What's that for?
Just felt like it. See you.
See you.
Now, don't forget, Mavis, hold the pram firm till I get in. We don't want any disasters before we start.
Well, I'm not very strong-headed.
It's not a question of strength, it's balance. Same when we're moving. Let the pram do all the work.
What about going uphill?
Where's uphill?
Gradients, then.
I can see you're not properly mentally prepared for this race, Mavis. I should have got Tony Buck to have a word with you.
I'll do my best.
Better than your best, Mavis. Oh, and another thing. You know that Loftus fella in between doing all the practicing? Any chance you get, ram him.
That'd be cheating.
Exactly.
Hey, X, where'd you get that shirt?
Rip Van Winkle, where'd you think?
Oh, don't look so worried. You win by a mile. You were the best match player and the youngest, and also the prettiest.
Thank you, but I just hope I can sink all that ale.
Oh, it's only 8 pints. A baby could drink 8 pints.
Hey, don't forget, Dale. We've got a fiver on this, you know.
Yeah, and if we win, I get half.
Oh, you've no chance, darling.
I wouldn't take that attitude, Fred. I'm pushing.
Tell you what, I'll give you a nicker.
It's better. Put your bonnet straight. Hey, you all right, kid? Right as I'll ever be. May the best girl win, then. You don't stand much chance, then, do you?
Come on, you. While we have got the chance, let's get a bit of practice in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? I think everybody's here, so could the ladies take up their positions, please? Now, Mrs. Fisher will be actually starting the race. Now, you all know the course. From here, the Flying Horse, the Priory, the Bricklayers, back here, and then round again. And remember, 1 pint to be drunk at each pub. Anybody failing to drink the required pint or trying to take shortcuts will be disqualified. And we've got stewards out on the court to keep an eye on you. Any questions? No! Right. Okay, over to you, Emily.
Right. Ready, steady.
Come on, get back in. You sure you're okay?
That if he hadn't fallen, then. Come on.
Oh, he's out of it. What a start.
I'll give you 10 seconds. You'll be lucky.
You better come into my own look. There's no danger here.
What kept you? He weighs twice as much as Steve. Oh, where's Mavis? Search me. Why did we ever say we'd do this? I'm enjoying myself. Hey, get out of that. You were 25 seconds.
It's not easy drinking a pint quick. Come on.
Come on, Mush. Come on, Gail.
They haven't stopped already, have they? They can't have.
They've had a bar snack and a pee as well, mate.
There's always a comedian. You're going to have to get a move on, maybe.
Is there no sign yet, Mrs. Sharp?
No, but I'm not bothered seeing the brewery's paying for my drink.
Well, in that case, you can make a donation to the Kidney Machine Fund.
They're good at this, aren't they?
I'm improving. That sounds like them.
Come on, Ted. Come on.
I'm doing my best, Mrs. Sharple.
To talk, then, Loftus. Come on.
Don't time, Mrs. Sharple.
Oh, finish it on the way out.
Is that allowed?
No, it's not. He's got to drink it in front of the steward.
You took a flipping shortcut, you.
I did not. You don't change much, Reggie.
Hello, my love. I can't stop.
You know him, do you?
You know, I must have a
Where's me ale?
You're rather behind, Eddie.
Well, I'm handicapped, aren't I, with Mavis? Surely took a wrong turn and ended up on the canal bank on a barge. Bloody incredible.
Oh, dear.
All right. Rita said you might still be here. What are you doing?
Not much. I rang Cliff Fryer at home. He reckons we can have as much stuff as we like. This week, if we want it.
Great.
Mind you, it'll cost us more than the last time.
Why?
Well, I got a good deal, didn't I? Anyway, prices have gone up since then.
So he says.
Well, they do all the time, don't they?
Yeah, especially the blokes you've got over a barrel. So it's cost us more than £3 grand, then?
We'll just have to bump up the insurance claim, won't we?
Can we?
We can try.
Everything seemed to be going that well, didn't it?
It's an act of God, a fire, isn't it? They always are.
Might have been safer here after all.
Would have all been nicked.
Yeah, if you'd have been looking after it.
Look, it's not all down to me, you know. I wasn't responsible for that fire, in no way.
Neither was I.
Well, neither of us were.
Well, I just think that we...
What?
Well, it could have been avoided.
How?
I don't know. Blokes like Jeff Nuttall, they don't have fires, do they? Why, they're nearly millionaires.
We're still going to make a bomb out of this deal. You see if we don't.
Yeah. Oh, come on, I'll buy you a pint.
You should have swallowed a sponge before you started. You can do without little jokes like you did.
Oh, I feel a bit sick.
Right, go on. Good luck. I need one more lap.
Keep the engine running.
Hi, Angie. Whose idea were it to have us pushing then?
Oh, not mine, honest.
We've no chance of winning now, though, have we?
Of course you have. Anything might happen to those up front, like a buckled wheel. We had 3 of those already.
Ain't happened to us.
Hey, if real babies have to do this, they'd never want to grow up, would they? Oh, come on, lads, back in tow! Come on, back in tow! Come on, push up!
You know, if we ever do this again, I think we're going to have difficulty getting volunteers. I don't think Eddie and Mavis have been seen for at least half an hour.
Oh, yeah, that figures.
I can't go another step, Eddie. I really can't.
No wonder you're tired, Mavis, ploughing straight through the middle of the Weatherfield brass band.
Well, you got out of control, didn't you? I mean it, Eddie. I shall have a heart attack if I have to push you another yard. Oh, are we going to call it a day? Oh, of course, thanks.
Get in. Get in. I've got a fiver on this race.
It's against the rules.
Well, we'll just have to go up the back alleys and hope nobody sees us now. Come on. Right.
Oh, Eddie! Oh, Eddie! Oh, stop, please, stop. Oh! Oh, please.
If anybody's interested, the leaders are about to come through the viaduct.
Hey, come on, we mustn't miss this.
Yeah. Tell her to hang on a minute.
I got him.
Yeah, come on, Carl. Come on.
Ah, get down there then, eh?
I'm sick. And I think I'm drunk as well.
Hey, here comes Potter.
Hey, come on there, come on, kid. Come on,
Hey, what kept you? Shut up. I'm dead, I am. I'm dead on my feet.
Better late than never, Fred.
Never mind. I did my bit with the horsepower that we're missing. You know, girl, I thought you'd have had a lot more stamina for a young girl, honestly, I really did.
You know, if I could move, I'd hit you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have your attention, please. Let's have a big round of applause for the 2 gallant winners, Susie Birchall and Steve Fisher. Thank you. And another round of applause for the equally gallant runners-up, Frida and Ted Loftus. Thank you. So it would seem, ladies and gentlemen, that the Rovers win the barrel of this. Just 1 second. Oh dear. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, stewards were posted at all the pubs to see that the rules were followed. And it seems that one of them, Mrs. Sharples, says that Steve Fisher failed to drink his full pint on his second visit to the Flying Horse. And that, in fact, Susie Birchall drank the last half.
Whose side are you on, Ina?
The side of fair play, then, Fairclough.
Exactly. So, under the circumstances, I'm afraid I have no option but to disqualify Susie and Steve. So the winners, in fact, are Frida and Ted Loftus.
See Mavis, have you?
Well, that's it. We've had it.
Oh, can I go home then?
How come it didn't buckle when I was sitting in it?
No idea. I only weigh 7.5 stones.
You're just a flaming Jonah, that's all.
Well, if you say so. Can I go home then?
Oh, you might as well.
Thank you.
And take your flaming pram with you.
Eddie? Eddie!
Hey, it's very good of you to make this for us, love. Well, it's hardly a banquet.
It's very tasty, though. Where do you get your sausages from?
Alan Lee's, on Covered Market. Not bad, are they? Very nice.
I'll get it.
It's probably Eddie and Mavis wondering where everybody's got to. I won't be surprised.
Oh, come in, mate.
Yeah, no, it's very nice of you on the spur of the moment.
It's Dougie Clayton.
Sorry to barge in when you're eating.
That's my missus.
How do you do?
Len's missus.
Now, what can we do for you?
Well, it's like this. The insurance bloke's been to have a look at the mess, you know.
That was quick.
Yeah.
And?
Well, to put it in a nutshell, I'm not insured.
You what?
Only the building. It's been empty for ages, so I didn't bother to renew the contents policy. You're not the only losers, you know. There's some stuff there myself worth thousands. I'm sorry, Len.
You bloody idiot.
Now, look, mate, anybody can make a mistake.
A mistake? You've cost us 3,000 quid.
More.
But we'll get it back.
No danger.
I wish you luck. I really do.
Oh, Ray. Well, what chance is there? Getting the money out of him?
Not much.
Like getting blood out of a flaming stone.
That's a lot.
You know what they say about Bridget Bardo? That she's got curves in places that other people haven't even got places.
What about her?
I'm just the same. Only I've got aches instead of curves.
I don't know what you're complaining about. You weren't pushing Fred G. He weighs a ton.
Steve's a big lad. A very big lad. I didn't know how big until I was pushing him over Church Lane Brew.
Oh, no? Well, Fred G. weighs a ton.
You've just said that.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. He weighs a ton, and I'm only little.
Ah.
It's all right for you. You're beefy.
I am not beefy.
You are, you beefy.
I am Juno-esque.
What's that?
I knew you were ignorant. It means built like a goddess.
It means beefy.
A beautiful Roman goddess called Juno.
Well, does your goddessship fancy flying to the door?
Ignorant again, goddesses do not fly. They walk gracefully.
Oh, it's Diddle. Don't feel like you can't, have you?
Can I come in?
What's the matter?
I don't feel too good.
Well, do you want some tea? It's a bit stewed, but I can let it down.
No, thanks.
It is not the only thing that's stewed, is it?
Ah, now don't you start. I just wish I could find out whose flaming idea that pram race come pub crawl was. Oh, I should have known.
Crawl? We're doing a fair gallop.
I know, over them cobbles.
Is it your stomach?
Yeah, what's left of it. And she didn't help rushing me all the time.
Hey, I drank that last pint for you and got us disqualified in the process.
Susie, he's ill.
So? We're all ill. I'm ill.
Yeah, but not like him. Ours is muscular, his is internal.
Oh, Arcot General Hospital. Ill is ill.
Come on, sit down. Take it easy. I'll tell Mike you're not well and you're not coming in today.
Oh, no.
See? Now be told. Come on.
Oh, it's come on to me. What about my aching limbs?
Goddesses are never ill.
I'll be all right in a minute.
The hell do you think you're doing, you daft devil?
Yeah, well, if you'd have given me a hand instead of sitting in there skiving, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Did you have to go breaking flaming windows just
It was
because
an
you're not out
accident,
there?
you stupid
I know it
git.
was an accident.
I'll
a
put your
careless
flaming
accident.
windows in.
All right, mate. Just sit down, eh? We're in enough trouble without you clobbering me.
Yeah, well, just don't pick on me, that's all.
All right,
It's not
all
my
right.
fault we're 3,000 quid down the Swanee, is it?
Mine? Look, just sit down. If we got any surplus energy, we should be using it to find out how the hell we can get out of this flaming mess.
Ring Conan and tell him we don't want his contract. It's jinxed any road.
Yeah.
Shall I get him?
It won't do our reputations any good if we back down on a job now. It takes two to tear up a contract. Conrad might turn nasty.
He wouldn't. He's a fair-minded bloke.
That's all the more reason why we shouldn't let him down.
Yeah.
You see, the trouble with men is they think we know an out about running a business.
Trouble is, we don't.
Well, I know bits. I mean, I do work in that yard. You see, it's a very tricky business, contracting, especially subcontracting. I mean, when you're working for somebody like Conroy, it's not just that you want more work for him, well, it's like word of mouth, you know, it's what he says about you around the town.
Could they lose money if they don't do the job on time?
Not Len told you.
He tells me nothing. Don't worry your pretty little head about them things, he says.
Oh, well, at least he says pretty little head.
True. Well, would they lose money?
Oh, yeah. There's what they call, time penalties in the contract.
So this Conran fella could make things very awkward for him if he put his mind to it.
I don't think he would, mind you. And actually, they could talk the way out of the contract if they wanted.
What, and sit striking their eyes out because he lost 3,000 quid?
It's up to them, innit?
Is it? Is that what you really feel?
What do you mean?
Are you absolutely certain in your own mind that your husband always does the right thing? Because I'm damned if I'm sure about mine.
Well, it is their business, isn't it?
No, love. It's our business. Len's, Ray's, yours and mine. You work and I work. And what happens when our husbands hit a bad patch? We work a damn sight harder. And on top of that, you don't get that new coat you'd set your heart on. And that clapped-out washing machine will have to last another year and all. Don't make that mistake, love. It's our business. Quite definitely ours.
Well, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have our say.
I should hope not.
I mean, you didn't really think I'd let him get on with everything and sit back and keep my mouth shut, did you? I mean, I thought you'd know me well enough for that.
Just making sure. What do you want him to do? Pack it in or carry on?
I want him to carry on.
Right. So do I. So let's get pushing.
Now, listen. Did we have a bet on who was going to pass that finishing line first? Did we or did we not?
Well, we did, yeah.
Right, and was that said bet a fiver or was it not?
Yeah, it was.
Right, come on then, Yates, cough.
Fred, you know as well as I do that certain human beings go through this life never realising their good qualities till they're pointed out to them. I mean, take you, for instance. You ask anyone round here to describe Fred G, and the best you'll come up with is loudmouth yob, but not me. Because I know underneath that loudmouth yob is a thoroughgoing, copper-bottomed, 24-carat gentleman.
How can it be 24 carat if it's copper bottom?
Shut up, Betty, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. And so you should. I mean, you're nothing like me for a start, are you?
Flipping up, not.
Of course you're not. Because I'm not a gentleman. I admit it freely. And if I had a friend and I had a bet with him, right, and that friend lost through ill health through no fault of his own, I wouldn't think twice. I'd have my hand out saying, where's the money? But not you.
Because you're a gentleman.
Right.
Nearly right. When it comes to money, I'm a slob. Rest of the time, I'm a gentleman.
Fred, look into your heart of hearts and ask yourself, is money that important to you?
Yeah.
Well, get it off flaming Mavis, then. If it hadn't been for her, we'd have walked it. Halfway up Rosamond Street and she starts. I can't go on. My heart's fluttering. I'll flutter her flaming heart for her.
Look, leave her out of it, will you? It's you I had the bet on with.
Leave her out of it? She was the flaming jockey, the stupid twit.
Good morning.
I get out if I were you, love.
Pardon?
Tell him. Go on, tell him how you had to pack up through ill health.
Pardon?
Yesterday. In the pram race. Flaming Nora, open your mouth and see if anything comes out.
Well, I didn't exactly have to pack it up. It was just that I couldn't run. I mean, you kept telling me to run, but I couldn't. I could have walked.
There you go on about ill health, eh? Come on, Yates, cough the fiver.
Have I done something to you, Mavis? Have I? I mean, come on, tell me before I... God help me, how do I get involved with such brainless duties?
Hey, just watching you.
Oh, shut up, thickhead. I'm talking to
Right,
her.
that's it. Come on, out.
Hey?
Out, you bad.
You can't bar me.
By the authority vested in me by Mrs. Walker, I can bar anybody I like, right?
Right.
Right, out.
You regret this,
The
you know.
only thing I regret, Yates, is not having done this sooner. Out, you bad.
I won't forget, you know.
Out.
And you can whistle for your flaming father.
It's worth a fiver to get rid of you.
How's Annie Walker taking the defeat? Lying down, as usual.
Well, she's away at heaven knows what by the time. She'd take it as a personal insult that the Owlot didn't win.
Do you know, I've always wondered how a woman like her sort of sticks it in a scruffy area like this.
Hey, less than your scruffy area.
Well, it's not Mobley and Winslow and that, is it?
Look, she'd be swallowed up in Mobley and Winslow with Annie Walker. Have you never heard of big fish in little pond?
Is that what it is?
Oh, well, far be it from me to argue with Mrs. Sharples. It could well be, yes, unless it's her memories that keep her here.
I always thought it was memories that drove people away.
Not always.
And he knows what he's talking about.
Right, well, I think it's time for the presentation.
You been bad, no?
Eh?
Nothing, I'm just making conversation. What are you doing here?
Well, I've come for the prize giving, haven't I? You know, the pram race. I thought there'd been a lot more of our crowd here by now.
Could be that nobody knows about it.
Everybody knew.
I didn't, and I keep my ear to the ground for this sort of thing. Is there free air?
Yes, there's a battle lodge over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Come on,
have a bit of order, please.
Quiet for
Order.
a moment. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I'm sure you'll all be very pleased to hear that the various events arranged yesterday by the Weatherfield Community Centre raised £520. £50 of which was donated by Newton and Ridley's, who also presented a very welcome prize to the winning pub, which, as you all know, was the Flying Horse. Good. And who better to present the prize than Miss Newton and Ridley herself?
Who's won here, then? Come on, get it off!
You're not in the rower's return now, you know.
You play your cards right, love. I might never go back there.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, just a minute. There is one further presentation before the barrel is officially broached, and that is to the winners of the pram race. And it is 1 year's free supply of cinema tickets donated by Roxy Entertainments Limited, and it goes to your very own Ted and Frida Loftus. Well done, you worked hard. Well done, Ted. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the barrel is now open. Ted and Frida first, form an orderly queue and help yourselves. There you are. You get round with yourself to yours.
Hey! This isn't for the likes of you know. This is for the Flying Horse.
I know, I'm a regular.
Well, I haven't seen you drinking in here.
Ah, well, I've just started coming, see?
Oh, yes.
Well, National Health rules apply here, and you're not in benefit yet.
All right, if you're so damn clever, you get out there and raise 3,000 quid.
1,500, Len. Ray's responsible for t'other half, right?
I can do sums like that.
Good. Well, all you have to do now is get off your backsides and start looking. So I won't keep you.
Looks like we're outvoted, mate.
You and me vote in this firm, mate. Nobody else.
You want to bet?
Who do we know can lend us 3,000 quid?
Ask me another.
I don't have to, do I? I've got the answer. All I've got to do is knock on the wall. Emily Bishop. She's got thousands in the bank from Ernie's compensation. She's next door to us. She babysits for us. She loves us.
Can you see Emily lending us 3,000 quid?
Can you hear her saying no? Deirdre.
Shh, I've just got her off to sleep. She's been striking off, flipping. Where have you been?
I've been talking.
Oh, great. Your dinner's spoiling.
Well, hang on. Another minute won't hurt. Go on, sit down.
Come
It's
on,
important.
hurry
Come
up,
on, come on,
Ray.
sit down. You and Rita have been chewing over the fat, haven't you? About whether we should carry on with the job or not.
How do you know?
Ah, Rita's been round the yard, had a go at us.
So?
So, we are carrying on with the job. The only little problem we have to solve is how to get his hands on 3,000 quid.
Well, isn't Len going back to the bank?
No, he scrubbed that. He doesn't think the bank will wear it.
So where do we go from here?
Do you believe about 10 paces from where you're sitting?
What do you mean?
Emily Bishop, who's got umpteen thousand in the bank and doesn't know what to do with it.
Oh, no.
Look, love, it's
no,
perfectly...
Ray, we cannot go to her. I'm sorry, Ray.
Well, why not, for Pete's sake? She's a mate. What are mates for?
Don't you understand? It's the money. I mean, look, you know, if somebody had left it to her, it'd be different, but we just can't go to her, Ray. I mean, that was... Well, it was Ernie's money.
It didn't stop her taking it.
Well, it's stopping us from asking for it.
Well, what difference does it make? It's money. Money she can't use and we can.
Look, she's a mate. She couldn't say no. Can't you see that?
Of course I can. That's what I'm banking on.
For God's sake. Look, Ray, I'm not going to try to explain it to you because you wouldn't understand in a million years, so I'll just make it plain. The minute you ask for that money, I am packing my things and leaving. All right? I'll go and get you dinner.
You can't give me this.
Why not?
Well, £100 is much too much.
I lay awake most of last night wondering whether it was enough. Ken, really, all that money's just lying in the bank idle. I don't want it myself, and I'm just dying to use it for something worthwhile. I can't think of anything more worthwhile than a kidney machine. What will that buy? A tiny piece of one.
Well, it's still much too much.
I used to think it was easy for people with money to give it away, and now I'm not so sure. People like you won't take it. Now put that cheque in your pocket. The more I think of it, the more I realise what a pitiful amount it is.
It's very good of you.
And I want it to be anonymous. Oh, please. Can you think of a better way of using the money?
No, I can't.
I'd better be going. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dear. Bye-bye, lovely. Oh, you've just missed him, Fred.
Oh.
Chap from the brewery says, will you call round to Mr. Cresswell's office this afternoon, 4:30, your best suit?
Did he say that?
No, I said it. What's it all about?
Really want to know?
Yeah. Being noses on my mother's side, you know.
Well, you know this this takeover bid for Newton and Ridley's?
I thought that had all fizzled out.
No. It's all down to me, darling. Me and me millions.
Thanks for nothing.
Is my dinner ready?
No, I stopped cooking it the minute that Omar Sharif proposed to me. Of course it's ready, isn't it? Always ready.
Betty, you can have another half,
You
please.
can.
Here.
Why haven't you gone home?
Rita's gone into town shopping. Well, come on, give us the bad news. It's obvious she said no.
She never got asked.
She never got asked. You're not frightened of Emily Bishop, eh?
No, but I'm frightened of my missus when she starts threatening to pack her bags.
Ah, Rita threatens to pack her bags every 5 minutes.
Deirdre doesn't. When she says it, she means it.
Oh, it's up. What's the matter with her?
Well, I don't know. As soon as I mention going to Emily for the money, bang.
No reason.
Ah, then we could understand. And when I'm in trouble, I go to my mates for help. With women, it's anywhere but.
Maybe it's the way Emily got her money.
What difference does it make? It's money.
Ah, I think I can understand it then.
When you can explain it in words of one syllable, let me know. Here. I couldn't think of naught else.
Sounds great, doesn't it? With or without security. Of course you can have 3,000 quid. Just sit down and have a drink while we're counting it. Have you worked out the interest?
No go.
Not from me, no. I'm not putting money like that in their pockets.
Well, where do we go from here? No bank, no Emily, no loan company?
I haven't exactly crossed out the bank, you know. Not entirely. Hey, before we go any further, why don't we get the women in? 4 heads might be better than 2. Are you doing out tonight?
Well, we might be going out later on. Come round about 6:30. Might be able to sell them. Rita and Deirdre. You never know your luck.
Aye, well, you could give it a try. Find out if they are the weaker sex.
Go on, get it down, you don't that's so soft.
Go on, do as Mrs. Sharples tells you.
Oh, God, what else is in it?
Oh, nothing to do you any harm.
Oh, I should hope not. It's supposed to do you good.
And so it will. It's vinegar, Worcester sauce, tomato ketchup and red pepper. There should be brandy in it as well, but I'm blowed if I was going to buy brandy for you.
Hello? No, it isn't. It's Susie's cousin. I just sound like her sometimes. Sorry, Mr. Baldwin. Yes, he is, Mr. Baldwin. Yes, I'll tell him, Mr. Baldwin. Yes, I did get that, Mr. Baldwin. Well, goodbye, Mr. Baldwin. Sir. He wants you back. He says if you've got a headache, you're to bring it with you.
Right. I got him on his feet any road.
Look, sit down, Chuck. You're not making a speech.
I'm just saying my piece, that's
Yes, all right. So far, you've told us all the things that won't work.
Aye, well, there's a lot of them.
Well, there must be an answer somewhere.
I thought there was.
If you're talking about Emily, I agree with Deirdre. No way.
Well, what's the bank gonna say?
They've got the cabinet security.
Not to its full value, though, nothing like.
No, true. I could give them another try.
Oh. Pour a milk on, will you, love?
Ah, it could be the best way. Might as well put all his eggs in one basket. Doesn't disturb out if we get it off the bank.
Just gets us deeper in, that's all. It's all right, you shushing me. They're having us for mugs. It's about time they raise the wind. They're in it as much as we are.
What have they got?
They've got this place for a start. They can take out a second mortgage. Look, you tell them, Len, or I will. And I won't be as polite as you.
Good of you to let me muck in, Ted. Be my guest. Do you know what I like? I like your licensing hours. Now, I don't know whether you know, we started supping at 12:30, and it's 6 o'clock and we're still supping.
Aye, they're good girls here, you know. They don't often shut door.
It's not like this in the Rovers. They've got the towels up before the clock chimes 3.
Aye, well, she's like that, Annie Walker, isn't she? Now, Alma, she's a good girl.
You can say that again.
Well, here's to you, lad. Welcome to the Flying Horse.
Cheers. And I'm glad you won that race, you know, Ted. I am. You're a good one.
Can I get another drink or don't I?
Well, of course you can, love. Here, come down here. Hey, you know why we beat you lot, don't you?
Go on, tell us.
Well, you lot had all weight in pram. I had my weight at back doing pushing.
Watch your tongue, I'll pour this lot over your head.
She wouldn't know, you know. Hey, she's a grand lass.
You're a grand lot. You're all a grand lot.
I'll come to you for a reference.
You do that, love, because now I'm a regular, I'm going to get to know all about you.
We don't have free beer every day. You do know that, don't you?
Don't worry, it's you I'm after. Going to get some more.
Hello, Alma, love.
Hello, Fred. What brings you here again?
Well, I didn't have much chance to talk to you yesterday morning, did I? I've just been to the brewery on a bit of business.
Oh, I see.
How are you keeping?
Oh, great. You don't must have had yourself.
Oh, well, I've no complaints. Well, not many. Hey, are you settling in all right, love?
Well, you know.
Happy?
Always these days.
Ah, well, I suppose you like that.
Excuse me.
All right, what you done?
I haven't done nothing, but you're on my stool.
Started flogging bar stools now, have you?
Don't stop pushing your weight around in here, Fred. You're not on the Rovers' chair now, you know. Come on, shift down the bar. I'm talking to this young lady.
Thought you as well, has he?
Not so as you notice. Look, be a good lad and just shift, will you?
I stand where I like in a pub, and I sit where I like. And oh, come on, you're on my stool.
Hey, less of that.
Come on, Yates.
It's my stool, that.
I'll crack you in a minute.
That's it. Out. I've had just about enough of you today, so outside. I'm barring you.
Barring me?
Don't crack on, you don't know what she means. Get out.
But
out.
I barred him from the Rovers this morning.
You did you?
Anyway, blow him. What are you having to drink, love?
Oh, dear. What, a dry martini and lemonade?
Go on then, I'm happy.
It's more than my job's worth, lovey.
I thought you were in charge.
No, it's Fred's turn this time. Mrs. Walker left him in charge. No, look, my hands are tied.
I'll just off a bit. Fred'll never know. He's over at the Flying Horse.
Turn round.
Out. Talk about Eddie the flaming outcast. Don't worry, Fred. There's always a cocktail bar at the Midland Hotel.
You look very happy. How was Mr. Creswell?
Oh, very friendly. Very friendly indeed.
Is there anything important?
Well, no, not really. Just that I might be getting a pub of my own, that's all.
Well, that sounds good news, Fred. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, there's just one or two little stipulations, you know.
Like needing a wife, for one. They only take married men on these days, you know.
Well, I don't think I'll have much bother around here. On that score. Now then, darling. What can I get you?
Blimey, started already.
More drama from classic Coronation Street tomorrow as Fred sets about finding that wife. Will he do it? Next tonight on Plus, that investigator with the halo, Simon Templar, heads for Paris in our Flick on Plus. The Saint. Come with us after the break.